It's time to call out and talk about and discuss this infamous image that got a lot of people hot and upset. Welcome to Jody's Corner, the place that coined the term SnyderCult. Yes, I'm Jody Joe of Jody's Corner. I feel like I've been at war with the toxic Snyder cult fandom since 2016, March 25th, to be exact. That was the day I released my BVS rant to where I called for the termination and firing of one hack Zack Snyder from the DC EU. And since then, I've been the target of a terrible toxic smear campaign from his toxic following called the cult, the Zack Snyder cult. And I've done lots of uncovering and digging and went to war with these motherfuckers and won. And I couldn't be gladder of it. So I love seeing people acknowledging them worldwide as exactly what I coined them to be. The Snyder cult. What is it that has people so upset, as I have BG4 here, Flash, and my main man E-Man over here? It's this image right here. Here is an image of a much larger James Gunn kneeling down at a much smaller Zack Hack Snyder. This image was, I don't know when it was taken, but it was put out about, I still think we're within a 24-hour, 48-hour window. This right here got people like, yo, it's got the cult upset, hot, angry, and bothered. It's got me feeling the type of way because I don't like seeing this shit either. I think both sides of the fence have something to say about it. But first I wanna ask y'all what your opinion is before I go and get into this motherfucker here. E-Man, what do you feel when you see Zack Snyder, the old DC boss that put DC in hell, that put DC stock under the jail, under the floor, next to James Gunn, who is putting DC stock up out of the ground and making DC rise?
I find it kind of scummy because Snyder wanted to destroy everything about Superman. He had no beliefs. He had no heart in it at all. He is not a DC fan whatsoever. And he wanted to, everybody love, as they say, Batman. He wanted to make Batman a freaking serial killer. Like, that was a problem. He just tried to ruin everything that DC stood for. And I have a huge problem with that James Gunn is being here with the fool who tried to destroy everything that we love. I think it's disrespectful. And I think it's scummy for him to even do this. Like, I understand, like, it's, you got with the new and with the old, but seeing this right here does not look right. It looks like, all right, we taking a picture. Let's do business together. That's not where it's at. It should not be like that. Snyder needs to be in his hole where he needs to be at all times. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find a way, how can I make my own little place? Because these companies are not dealing with me. I don't like it. It's disgusting.
Disgusting is a really strong word to use, but I think it's accurate. What about you, Flash? You see what I went through with these motherfuckers. You got a glimpse of it.
Right. Again, I'm kind of on the same with E-Man here. It's like,
when you see the image, what comes to your head? What is it?
Like, all this is coming back. Just since we have the Snyder here, we going to see a lot of the Snyder cults
come back,
and they gonna want some Snyder movies to come back. They gonna want another release of the Snyder movies to come back. They want all of that.
Would they be wrong to want that? Judging that the new head of DCU put this picture out for everyone to see. This is intentional.
Will they be wrong? No, they won't be wrong to want that.
Mind you, James Gunn and Zack are friends, right? They've been friends for a long time, as the way they speak on it. So.
Yeah, but the cult is not going to be wrong to wanting that because they see this, and they go like, "Oh, it's our time. Let's get our fingers ready and let's start typing."
Yep.
And
I noticed you said typing because that's what they do. They exist here on this keyboard, not in the real world.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty sure if we go down this comment list, we're going to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I actually have a comment thread from my dog Carl Hope Carl doesn't mind. I told him I would be showing him some of the comments that are down here
Okay.
of one particular. I think I didn't read it. One particular comment thread that he sent me, and I trust that it's going to be hilariously sad. What you think? Oh yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, the picture is fine. They're friends, but there's a lot of other stuff that's behind the scenes.
There's a lot that's tied to this. It's not
Yeah.
just the picture.
Right.
You know, it's not, this is a calculated move, regardless of what you think. This is calculated. BG4, what do you think?
It's a passing of the torch. I'm not really bothered by it. That's done. But I
Passing
just
the
want to
torch.
be specific about it.
Yeah.
It was a very dim torch. All right.
It was
Very,
almost
very-
going
it
out.
was.
It was
We
dying.
were here.
Yeah.
Now, you feel that the light is this bright.
There it is. Yes.
And that's where we are right now.
Let's see what was the DCEU under Zack Snyder? How bright was it?
It was down here somewhere like this.
Yeah, I would
You know,
say.
Batman was this. Superman was maybe a little bit brighter. He was about right here.
Uh-huh.
The brightest thing was Wonder Woman.
Correct.
And now we've got full-on lights back up again. Here we are. Fine. If they're friends, it's great, nice. Hopefully it was just something in passing. Things that kind of came to my mind was, let's take a picture. All right, you know the politics of the film and go, right there. My crypto is going to be better than your Doomsday all way. Okay, crypto's going to outdo Doomsday. I don't know why you did that to him. All right, thanks. See you later. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, yeah. That's what I'm feeling. And the only other thing I
So
can
you
say
think
is,
it's like a fake for fun friendship,
yeah,
not
no, it
really
could be,
real?
No, it could.
Okay.
It could be some jabs being thrown back and forth.
Okay.
And they're playing. I would love for it to be that. Like, just watch what I'm about to do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The only other thing is if he's got Zack there, I don't mind Zack's action, as long as he's not in control of story.
You don't mind Zack's action.
I don't mind his action, as long as Superman's not ripping necks again. I didn't necessarily mind.
And what you throwing your finger up for?
I didn't disapprove.
He said he
of
don't
the
mind
action.
Zack saying your finger raising up. What's going on
know,
here? Huh? You
Because I was
getting
about to
erect?
say slow motion. You love that?
I'm talking about
His action was slow motion.
which film are you talking about?
I'm talking about his films. Period.
The Snyder Cut had a lot of slow-mo in it.
Snyder cut.
There was about 40 minutes of that.
That Justice League stuff, slow. I'm talking about when we first got Superman,
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel,
Oh.
and some of the action from. It wasn't as slow, but Batman versus Superman, the action wasn't as slow there. It was not as much.
I'll go one further. I love his action.
I'm fine. Yeah, his action did not bother me.
I love his action, but freak him and his action. You know, if I had a choice to not deal with you, period, go away, because with you comes your cult.
Facts.
And you were exposed as being the cult leader. You were putting down bread and instructing people to target, to attack people. You're trash, and we don't need no one like that over here at DCU. Period.
So you think he'll be able to manipulate or weasel his way back in?
This picture
Just-
looked like he
Yes!
You
would.
think that's what your concern is?
Yes.
This picture
Okay.
looked like he would right here.
His cult
I'm
is
not that
already
concerned.
doing his bidding.
I mean, they've never stopped. They just
No, they were.
brooding.
Before it was like, freak James Gunn, restore the Snyderverse. Now it's like, well, I would assume, because I know the cult. Some of them, I know they're going through hell right now. Some of them are like, no, freak, that is bullshit. How could you take a picture with James Gunn? And I can see the other side of the cult saying, oh, we get our movie now. Let's go. Let's push it. Let's make James Gunn restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they can ask all they want. I hope he doesn't do it.
But we deaded it. We deaded the cult. They were bed bugs in the closet again, in the crawl space.
Uh-huh.
We had them dead. But this, in reinvigorating them, I say, bro.
Hey, when your team is down and you got the worst record, congratulations. You got yourself James Gunn. You got yourself a first-round pick. He's the #1 person in the draft. Congratulations, woohoo, we're happy. It's still unfortunate that the side effects and the things that went through the dynasty that was supposed to be with Zack Snyder, there's still realms there. It's still being removed. So I never really completely felt like it was gone. It was
like
done.
it is
was
gone.
done.
The Snyderverse has been wiped.
Been erased.
Flash, Aquaman did that. It's over. We even recasting Aquaman into freaking Lobo now.
Regardless of
But-
how you say that, I don't care. And even though you say DC rises, SnyderCult will still feel like it's them.
What do you mean?
They'll still feel like
You think
it's
they'll
them.
take
They'll
credit?
take credit.
That's
Regardless.
that's because the Snyder Cult are full of
Idiots.
dummies, stupid people.
Uh-huh.
Because to be in a cult, you have to be a little dumb. You have to be a little incorrigible. You got to be a little off.
Sure.
To be in a cult like this.
Don't do it.
The cult for a director
Don't
like
do it.
this.
That's right. Don't
Yeah.
twitch your head. Stay looking right at me.
Oh,
Stay
okay,
here. Okay. All right.
I think that this right here is a lot. It's good and it's horrible. The bad outweighs the good by a lot. Let's talk about the good real quick and why I think that this is just a smart move from James. James is playing chess while the cult are playing checkers. James Gunn, with this image that he put out, is utilizing Zack to weaponize the toxicity of his cult to get behind his movie. What's his movie? Superman is about to come out. James knows 100% that his cult are going to come for Superman. He knows that they're going to review bomb Superman. He knows that they've been talking bad about Superman. All they're going to do is talk bad about this movie. It's their job to do so. James knows that. So what he's trying to do, let me go ahead and get this cult leader right here to show y'all I'm not an enemy. I'm an ally. Me and this man are buddies. So remember, when you go against my Superman movie, you're going against your cult leader's friend. We're friends. And look at this picture to show it. We are buddies. I want to embrace the cult. I am all good with you guys. That's what this says to me. And then what can come from this? Let's say, it's real. Instantly, people are saying, like you alluded to, his action. What if James gives him a movie? Let's say he gives him a Batman sequel. Your heads just went down at the same time. Let's say he gave him a Batman sequel or the next Wonder Woman movie, if it would come. I'm telling you.
That's not a good look.
But hear me though. What if he does what he's good at and not what he's not? He's good at directing action. What if he just did the action for said movie and you had a showrunner and a writer and a screenplay that is written by someone else where he can't touch it? You're just visual. Do what you're good at. Be visual and no storytelling from you. Because when you use Snyder at his good points, you get a Man of Steel. When you use Snyder for making up story, you get Rebel Moon.
So basically, what you're gonna get is he's gonna be doing the action for the new Green Lantern film. He ain't doing any story or anything like that because it's gonna need some help in that action department.
Green Lantern is a series on Max.
In the series, but the visuals, if he's a part of that action, I mean, you got to make that believable, because if it's not to us, then it'll just be like, Green Lantern's whack. They didn't do a good job. Like you said, he was miscast and all these types of things. So those things will end up coming out. But what you're saying is that this is a sign to make sure that they don't go to Rotten Tomatoes and say this is complete garbage.
Like what my dog Shogun said, the Authority movie, directed by Zack, written by James Gunn. You see that? You see the appeal there? I see it. I understand. Like I have a strong amount of disdain for Zack. I'm a Zack Snyder, hack Snyder, freaking cultist hater, bro. Can't stand him. He's a douchebag prick and he's a slithering snake. That's who he is. But I could still take my bias out and recognize motherfucker could direct some action and it'd be looking really good.
So he should
I'm a fan of 300.
Oh, it's great.
I'm a fan of The Watchmen.
It's great with slow motion.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
With the slow motion.
So what you're saying is that James Gunn should make sure that, and I'm just going to use this, he's Homelander, head of the show, running things, and the director is doing his thing, and then Zack is A-Train. Trying to change stuff up, but we're going to keep it this way. You know what? We're going to part ways. This is your last scene.
when it comes to the hierarchy, yeah, I see what you're saying. JG is Homelander, and Zack is Huey.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's even
Say
worse.
Huey.
He has
Yes.
So okay.
Yes.
So no power
I
unless
know
unless
Huey.
unless they feed it to him. Got it. No
Yes,
power at all.
That's where he's at.
Okay.
But
So-
how
so-
does-
yeah.
how does Zack there is giving him like hope and light. Remember, bro, he made people from DC get fired and get quit. They were getting
Death threats.
they was getting all types.
I
of
was
stuff.
getting death threats.
Yeah, and to see this right here is like spitting in DC's face. He almost destroyed the whole company with his act that he was trying to do, bro. So it's like, no, we don't need him a part of nothing. Do what you do somewhere else. He is destructive. He is a freaking time bomb. That's somebody you don't need a part of the company. He shouldn't even be a part in the doors.
His cult is the most destructive, and
He
he's
is
the
a
one
part
that
of it, though.
he incites
He
them.
is a part of
He
it, though.
incites that toxic trash cult. Absolutely, he knows what he's doing.
Having him in the doors is like basically saying,
Look
okay,
at the first. Look at the
forgive
first
you.
comment.
We
Look at this
forgive
first
you.
comment. Look, Zack Snyder 2. Zack Snyder's Just League 2 in live action. Let's effing go.
Come
Restore
on,
the
bro.
Snyderverse.
See?
This is why the positive that comes from this is so small. Oh, you get to direct a movie and it could be freaking awesome action and all. Miss me with that, bro. Get this nigga out of here and his cult. We don't have no space, nor do we want them here moving forward. You guys got your dark, gritty, unheroic, muted color, whack, garbage, stupid universe, and it's done. Let's move on to this bright, shining new DCU where DC rises with that dope-looking Superman trailer. In one movie, James made a trailer that was better than the whole Snyderverse. Got more views, got more attention, got more buzz in one trailer. Miss me with what anything Zack or his toxic cult could bring back to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers hates you. AT&T don't F with you. Zaslav, nobody at Warner Brothers F's with Zack Snyder. He ain't even allowed on the goddamn parking lot, bro. So why are we doing this?
But
JG, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get them on your side because you know that they're gonna come for your movie. And I know you probably guys had a conversation. Yo, is there a way you could tell them to back off? We're buddies. I'm already knowing, bro. Like, I understand why you put this image out, but you putting this image out, see that smile on his face? Ulterior motives he has.
So this is the long term right here. What's happening? This is just the beginning, and we're gonna get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the film, and we're all gonna be hyped and excited about it. And we're gonna get closer and closer and closer, and then that couple of weeks before, when the premiere happens,
Yes.
he's gonna be there,
Yep.
and then he's gonna be a part of the promotional run. This is an amazing film. It's
When you say
awesome.
here, you talking about James Gunn?
No,
Zack.
No, he won't be there.
You sure?
Yes, he's not allowed.
You sure?
Nope, he's no invite for him.
You sure?
Why would you bring the person who's brought DC down to a DC up ceremony?
We got this.
Nope, I guarantee he won't be there.
And what if he is?
We'll talk about it then.
I need 20
We'll
push-ups.
cross that bridge when we get there.
I need 20 push-ups.
This is
He won't be there.
This
20
is-
push-ups.
That sends a really bad message.
This brings
That
back.
sends a really bad message.
This brings back.
He's done nothing to deserve.
I mean,
deserve
to
either.
you, but hey,
No, what has he done? He's the antithesis of DCU.
like I said,
He's done
to you,
everything to make it James's job harder.
your aforementioned Snyder cultists will love it, which means they're going to go. Quite frankly,
The
it's just
Snyder cult ain't nothing but 11,000 people on this planet, bro. The people that are behind the
Nah.
DC is millions. Millions of people watch that trailer.
Nah,
we
I
all
don't-
try
I
to
don't-
push away
I don't
from
agree
the
with
past.
that.
This shows like
It's
those
11,000 people.
This
Those
brings
people, we
back,
weren't
like,
in it,
alright,
but there were definitely a bunch of them. I don't remember what the numbers were that were in
Those
that
are
DC
accounts.
fandom. Were extremely. I don't care if
Accounts.
they were accounts.
They're
But I'm
accounts.
telling you,
12
they're
people
going to
with
be used.
1,000 counts each.
So fine. There's those bots. There's accounts. There's that portion of the machine. Then you're gonna have the other portion of the machine that's actual real human. Non-bot folks who are still going to support anything Zack Snyder.
Yep.
If Zack Snyder is still going to be here and somehow, some way makes his way to that premiere, people are actually going to go give it a shot, or they're going to go and watch it at least another time because he's there. He says this is absolutely amazing and epic, and for somehow, some way, I still believe he's going to be involved.
You think that this picture is going to make...
You know me. I am BG4. I throw the crazy stuff out there.
That is crazy. Do you think...
I said Loki was going to be the series that was going to be up there. I said WandaVision was going to be the actual series that was going to be tying a bunch of stuff together. And it's doing it. As much as you don't like it, it is doing it.
Loki?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty much over for him, but I get what you're saying. But you think that this is going to make the cult watch Superman? They not finna watch
No, I
that
said this
shit.
is the beginning.
I think they will.
I said if he's
They're
at the
not.
if he's at the premiere, they'll be in the theater.
Even if he's at the premiere, they still ain't finna go. You don't realize how stubborn and crazy these people are.
But this gives them hope.
They're going to be too busy making a human head replica of James's face, poking it with needles so he freaking dies. This is what they do. They're witches and shit. Like Zack Snyders got witches.
Look.
Witchcraft in his cult, bro.
Okay,
Actual witches doing seances and
Here's
shit.
the craziest thing I can give you. Two of the craziest things. He gets control of some D-list hero and he gets to go do his action thing and be executive producer. The next craziest thing, which I don't want to actually see, is this. Somehow, some way, he does get some producer credit on this new Superman film along with wife. That will be concerning. So if it comes out, they are.
That's why you
in
keep
any
him
form of
away.
fashion producer.
That's why. This is why. This is. I'm glad you brought that up because I was talking about this in Discord. This is exactly why you shouldn't use any of his
Hi, Discord.
characters. You shouldn't use any Snyderverse character. So Amanda Waller using Viola Davis, bringing some of those people over, get them the hell out of here. Because if you use even if you
no
use
more Wonder Woman,
even if you use
No Gal?
Gal's Wonder Woman, what you're doing is you're gonna have James's logo. I mean Zack's stupid logo in the end credits.
some residue.
On the Superman movie. Anything that his characters show up in, you're gonna see that credit in the credits because he made these characters. He created the stories of those characters. So this is why I don't think James should touch him. I'm thinking about it. Really, that's just where I'm at. I feel like Wonder Woman is separated enough to know for the cult to know that she's not his. You know, she came out and retconned what he did with freaking BVS, said Wonder Woman would never change her back on the world. Zack got it wrong. We're retconning it, what they did. So, yeah, I don't think that he should use it. And the blending the characters is a problem. The cult right now are going through the ringer, and I just want to read some of the things that they said.
Go for it.
But overall, before we get in there, I guess we could just start. Here's something, some random person on the internet. I haven't read this, guys. I want you guys to know I have not read this. We're reacting to this now. Such a shame. So many people saying cultists aren't gonna like this, or if only the fandom was this mature. Totally disregard that Snyder fans like what they like, and Gunn isn't gonna make what they like. Him being friends with Zack does not mean that Snyder fans like Gunn's style and tone. Snyder fans still aren't getting the epic and grandiose films they had with Snyder, and they aren't getting the story they invested in finished with Gunn. So why would this change anything or make them mad? Unless it means Snyder's going to finish his vision. Then Snyder fans should be happy about it. Otherwise, it's nothing. It means nothing. I hope it's not a manipulative tactic to get Snyder fans support while giving them nothing they actually want. Warner Brothers has been known to do that in the past. That's exactly what James Gunn is doing. He's weaponizing and utilizing Zack and your cult, his cult, the Snyder cult, to get behind Superman when it comes out in July.
Is that really a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. I think that it's about the bads outweigh. We're talking about 80% bad, 20% good here. Like, it's astonishingly bad. Someone responded, it's the same guy, I guess. Many are toxic and immature because the studio and Snyder haters drove them to that. So, me. They roundly enjoy Snyder stuff in peace without being harassed and belittled and told they aren't real DC fans. Gee, I wonder why so many are toxic. I've been a DC fan since I was 5. I grew up watching the Bruce Timm universe and reading comics. I fell in love with cinema because of Christopher Nolan's trilogy. I love how even though Batman is a comic book character, he can still be in a high quality film that isn't just entertainment for sake of entertainment. It's actually quality cinema that big filmmakers respect. Snyder added even more comic book elements while still keeping that quality and sincere storytelling. Nigga, what? He was murdering people. He was a gun-wielding, murdering savage. What comic accuracy are you talking about? Are you aware that BVS is an adaptation of a video game and the Frank Miller graphic novel, which is non-canon? Are you understanding that Zack Snyder made a universe that was non-canon, taken from non-canon, non-Batman, non-Superman source material? Stop. You crazy. Snyder added even more comic book elements while still keeping that quality and sincere toward. But I'm sorry, I guess I'm not a DC fan. No, you're not, because I respect the characters in the films, and I want to see serious, sincere storytelling instead of roller coaster products. My bad, I'm supposed to lower my standards and remember that these characters are just dumb, silly character mascots. Bro, no matter how much you think that BVS is cinematic, I will trade that shit for Civil War. I will trade it for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
He can't touch Volume 2.
Listen to this. He goes on. He goes on. My bad. I'm supposed to lower my standards and remember that these characters are mascots. I invested in a story and characters that was not finished, and now these characters are being rebooted and look cheap and cheesy, and I'm supposed to move on? Nah, man. I'm a DC fan. I invested in these characters and story. I want it finished. You got the cut. They gave you what you want, yet here you are clamoring for a universe, my nigga. They said restore the Snyder Cut. Give it to us, Warner Brothers. AT&T hijacked Warner Brothers and said, let's give it to him. We got Max, give it to him. Then you guys got what you wanted, said, yay! Now that you're willing to negotiate with terrorists, give us the Snyderverse. Give a mouse a cookie. He wants his glass of milk. And that's all you guys are. You guys collectively are trash. And I understand that some of you guys are Snyder fans and lovers and all that, and you're not culty, but when you align yourself with the cult and you cheer and jeer for them in the crowd, when you come up to the studio and you cheer, boo, boo, Superman, bring SnyderCult, sometimes there are non-toxic protesters who just want peace, but they're mingled in. They're mingled in with the crowd that are violent, and they all get torpedoed. You shouldn't be there. Don't align yourself with these people. And that's who this person is. It's about Snyder getting his proper conclusion.
Oh, boy.
His proper conclusion, hey? Is that what we're calling it? It's about him getting his proper conclusion. It's not about him being the sole person who makes DC films. What do you think the Snyderverse is? So get that out of your head. Oh, we want the final Justice League films. Oh, I remember those. The story that
You
Superman...
mean the real ones? The real ones.
No. The finished ones was the story where Zack said that Batman had sex with Lois Lane and she had a baby, killed Superman dies, or Batman dies and Lois raises his baby or some shit.
Yeah.
Darkseid comes to the Batcave and kills Lois.
Yeah.
A cuck Superman and a freaking baby mama situation. Man, you could miss me with that shit.
Superman.
You could
working
keep
for-
that trilogy and just dream on.
Superman.
Play
working
your
for Darkseid
Aerosmith.
and shit, bro. It has. They wanted Superman to work for Darkseid, all that shit, bro, and just basically that apocalypse universe. They wanted that all over again. Nah.
Yes, you're right, chat. This is cringe. You're right, John Bapp. This is hard to read. But you guys need to read from what they want. And I would think that this person here is being civil. He's civil part of a cult, right? He's one of the ones I'm talking about. You're in a cult and you want what's unrealistic.
I mean, after a long thought and actually watching it a couple of times, I look and I just go, outside of Wonder Woman, those films are actually pretty shallow.
He says we want the final Justice League films. Which we would have already got if Snyder haters did not bitch and moan and force Warner Brothers to butcher and ruin the vision of filmmakers to copy the lowbrow roller coaster product MCU films. Do you know why they hate Snyder and don't like your cult? You guys? Because you guys have attacked them on the internet. You guys have sent them death threats. You created that image with the 3 heads, Walter Hamada, Wonder Woman's head, and another person's head, Greenblatt's head. What is that? And you guys spread it like wildfire. You troll people's comments. You review bomb people's stuff. Don't nobody want nothing to do with you guys.
Bro, they changed their name. The image of DC logo has changed because they didn't want to have nothing to do with that because it was so bad and so destructive, bro. They changed everything up, and even James Gunn firing all the people.
He said, "Eat shit, dude." That's what you're getting now. Gunn doesn't respect comic books. He thinks they are silly and stupid.
Wow.
You got James Gunn confused with the other douchebag that's over at the MCU. His name is Taika Waititi. He's the one that doesn't respect comic books. James absolutely respects comic books, and he makes really good comic book movies.
And story.
You got them twisted, bro. But I don't expect you to understand what time it is and what's going. But this is exactly the type of stuff that I'm talking about. People coping and having issues. Oh my God, there's more.
Do they not understand how hard it is to go and see a film with Batman and Superman in it and not want to recommend it?
It's crazy.
That is hard. I've never done anything like that in my life. When I saw this, it's like, you gotta go see it for yourself. I didn't recommend it. Just, if you want to go see it, go see it.
And it didn't make a lot. It didn't make the money it was supposed to make.
There's that too.
Superman,
because I couldn't recommend it.
My
recommendation goes far.
The 2 big champs right there, bro.
And he kept asking money so he could keep making his stuff up, and he's supposedly had it all completed.
Yep.
Snyder used his cult to get him $100 million from Warner Brothers. They gave him $100 million to finish and make the movie. Snyder should be able. This is his last entry. I swear. I know you guys are hurting, but this is great to read because it shows inside of what they are, how they think. Snyder should be able to finish his plans. 2 Justice League films. The studio butchered and canceled what he was doing despite his films making money. They did not butcher nor cancel his films. The Snyder Cut came out, which was his unedited, finished, restored version.
Black and white.
His contract was for Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League. That's what Warner Brothers promised him. You guys need to stop lying. Just because he releases a storyboard of what he wants to do with a new contract, so long as Warner Brothers doesn't fire him, is totally different than what Warner Brothers promised him in contract. They sat him down and they said 3 films. He said, okay. He got his 3 films. They said, your 3 films sucked. You're fired. That's it. That's how Hollywood works. Just because you got plans to do more, don't mean that I should let you ruin my shit by doing more. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
They act like that Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the rest of these characters belong to Zack. They don't belong to Zack. They belong to DC, bro. They belong to Detective Comics, bro. They belong to Warner Brothers. They don't belong to him at all. These are not his characters.
Oh, he put here, despite his films making money. BVS made $873 million. Should have made $2 billion. Batman and Superman, for the first time that every comic book fan has been coming and dreaming about for their whole life. And it only made $873. BVS made only $100 million more than Suicide Squad.
Damn.
Couldn't even crack $1 billion. While it made money, it was a serious underperformance. So don't hit me with the money stuff. Warner Brothers ruined his films to copy what the MCU was doing. That's the truth. And then tried using Snyder to promote those films. Well, that's your job. That is being manipulative. Because it's trying to get Snyder fans who actually supported the films, but pandering to the haters. So they're disappointing Snyder fans with the trash movies and the Snyder haters aren't even showing up. They want the MCU money and think pandering to MCU fans is how to do it. But all they've done is alienate the actual fans supporting them. Nope, they only alienated the cult because I'm a real DC fan and I've been loving everything, mostly everything, that I've been seeing in the last year or so. DC is in the toilet. most watched DC trailer of all time. Most hype made for a DC property all time. It's not about anyone stealing anyone's job. It's about Warner Brothers ruining a filmmaker's vision and alienating the fans that support him. You're so out of date with this. You're delirious, delusional for sure. It is. I exposed all of it. It was about Zack getting his power back. He used that trash can Ye Fisher, who has no career, by the way. He's done. He used Ray Fisher's blackness to weaponize canceling people like Joss Whedon and Alan Berg into making him come back to Warner Brothers, because he used George Floyd's death and used Ray Fisher's likeness because he's black. You get in there, Ray Fisher, and do this stupid A over E for 7, 8, 9 months, and he ain't said shit. And then they had an independent investigation from a third-party source that used to be a former judge, and the investigator said, this is a nothing burger. Ye Fisher, you're the boy who cried wolf. Zack Snyder, there's no wrong done here. Move out of the way, you trash. We've done this already. I'm too educated in this because I'm the one that helped start this. I am the #1 Zack Snyder hating motherfreaker, period, and I'm proud of it, bro. And you toxic cultists make me sick. Make us physically sick to our stomachs. We don't want no parts of you for the DCU. We don't want you around. We don't even want you on the internet talking about the DCU. Keep making your Restore the Snyderverse hashtags looking dumb as freak in the freaking internet, looking like you're going to get a Snyderverse. Keep doing that. Keep that up. Let us move on. We don't want you, and we show as hell don't need you. This image was an overall mistake, because I don't think that James knows what the freak he's got coming by showing this, bro. He done effed up. I understand what you did. Your intentions were good. You're trying to get them on your side so they don't review bomb your film. That's not the way you deal with them. You deal with them like you deal with that episode in The Simpsons when all the characters came to life for Halloween and the donut man was banging on the shit, and then people were just like, whoop, just don't look, just don't look. And they were like, look at me, just don't look. And then they died. Don't give them attention and they will go back in the cracks like the bed bugs they are. Ignore them and make them look stupid. We will support the movie. That trailer is enough. People know when people review bombing. People know when they be in a cult. We all right. Let them review bomb. Let them talk their shit while we going all the way to the bank with DC Rises. We don't need or want them. Trust. I know he your friend, and you're trying to show him some love, and for sure, it ain't worth it, dog. It ain't worth it. Even if you gave him a movie, his cult would say, replace James Gunn with Zack Snyder.
Facts.
Zack needs to run DCU. James movies suck. Everything that Zack touched is gold. We need to replace him. They're gonna freaking try to cancel him. What did they do? What did the cult do? What did your friends, cultists, do to you, James? They brought up your old tweets about the kids. They're calling you a pedophile. That's what they're doing to you right now and have been doing it since you got the job. Get these fools out of here, bro.
Right about that.
The whole Snyder Cut movement, they try to weaponize his dead daughter. That shit ain't about his daughter. His daughter died. How the hell is that up the case when y'all got on me for my dead daughter? Freak your dead daughter. Freak your dead dog. This time of the stuff that y'all said, bro. Y'all ain't nothing but some pussies. Y'all some straight bitches. And y'all could go. We don't want you here. DC Rises, we move forward. I really want to get somebody to call in. And if those of you guys watching right now, come on in and call this goddamn number. And see me and let's have a conversation about it. Call the number 323-801-8059. Let's go. You live with Jody Joe. Talk to me.
What's up, Jody Joe? This is Darius.
What's up, Darius?
Hey, they need to find Jason Momoa too. Get him out of here too.
You know what? In order to get these fools out, I'll get rid of all of them. Gal, Jason. If that means no Snyder cult, wipe everything that has anything to do with the Snyderverse. I'm fine with that, but they're not doing it though. Jason Momoa's Lobo. That's what we got.
And now we got Zack Snyder potentially coming back.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay, because the picture.
Yeah. Because the Russo, did you know the Russo brothers and Zack Snyder are friends too?
I'm sure they're all friends, but I don't think they're friends like JG and Zach are. Sure.
Oh no, they're friends. They was on they had like a podcast together. They're friends.
Okay.
But the Russos wouldn't do nothing like that because even when they were friends during Civil War and BBS, they weren't taking pictures
because
like
they're
this
Marvel
and all
though.
this.
They're Marvel and Zach is DC. That's why.
Well, true, but I'm just saying like it just look bad for the DC universe. Like
I know it
Zack
does.
there.
Kevin Feige wouldn't do this. You think Kevin Feige would give freaking Snyder? No, he's very much aware of the toxic fandom that he has, and he wouldn't do it. So
If the
I think that
Russo
JG
brothers-
should do the same thing.
If the Russo brothers bombed, Feige wouldn't be giving them these chances. And there wouldn't be some release the Russo verse, release the Russo cut stuff. We'd all just be like, well, that's that. We're resetting again.
Even more so, when the Russo brothers did Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, that fulfilled their contract.
Yep.
And guess what? Feige did not renew with them. He let them go off for years because Feige thought, I'm doing this MCU all-female thing, and this is going to work. It didn't. It backfired. He called the Russos back, said, you were
Help
right.
me!
What you want, how much money, and how much power. And Feige crawled to the Russos, right?
Yep.
So even that,
Yes.
why would James do something like this? Outside of the obvious. I think that's all it is. This is not him saying, I'm going to give you a job. This is not him saying that, oh, yeah, maybe the Snyderverse could come back. This is 100%, in my opinion, optics. It's for him to look like he's friends with Zach, the cult leader, SnyderCult, toned down, don't review bomb my movie.
And if the optics are so good, he'll be at the premiere.
Yeah.
And this
No,
kind of
freak
concerns
me.
me because if they do a Kingdom Come story, they don't ask for Henry Cavill to come back. And all
Yep.
the other Snyder characters.
They already, I mean,
Yes, they
people
would.
already pushing that issue. They want Superman. They want Henry Cavill to be that Russian Superman that came near, bro. People
Isn't
already
that
pushing it on
Marvel?
the internet.
Isn't that Marvel?
No, this is DC. They have a DC movie where
Yeah,
Superman
I didn't say
went
Russian, I said
went to
Kingdom
Russia.
Come.
If he landed in Russia.
Yeah,
Oh, you talking about Red Sun?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about Kingdom Come. That's what they want. They want Henry Cavill, Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman, everybody to come back for that.
Yeah.
Cause look at your boy S. It looks like Kingdom Come S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Okay.
the only reason I see him bring him back. But either
So
way,
you
it's still
understand.
bad, 'cause
So you yourself understand that the cult is going to want to take over and bring everybody back. You do not give the mouse this cookie, especially a lot of the losers that are a part of the Snyder cult. Absolute losers who don't do nothing, don't even take baths. Some of them, my nigga. Let's keep it a buck.
I'll tell you
You don't give them the time of
Yeah,
day.
I tell you this, Jody. This might be blasphemous, but to be honest, Zack Snyder action scenes is not all that. I'll take the Russo brothers over there. At least I can see it. It's not all blurry and
Yes,
shit.
I would. See, we could get technical.
Yeah.
We could get technical. Yes, I
Yeah.
too would take the Russo brothers' action for a Batman, for ground rooted characters, humanoid type of people, because their action is pure. It's motion fluid action you can see, and their cuts are freaking amazing. They're very good at making a right side cut coming from the left side look like it was one kick. It's amazing.
And then panning out and seeing like something with Endgame and everybody there and what they were doing in regards to that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't touch those
Yeah,
things.
Zach with Man of Steel, the guys, it looks great, but it's very manufactured.
Yeah.
You'll show him jump,
It's
you'll
not-
blur it out,
Yeah.
and then when he comes back, he's there again.
Lots of motion blur.
It's motion blur is freak, but it still looks
Yeah,
freaking
it's
good.
It looks
look
good.
good. It looks good.
We're not denying it.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
good.
First
Still looks
Flight.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's simple, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, but it works.
It's
Anything
still
else? I want to get to a
so-
hater, bro. I want to get to a cultist. I want to get to a Snyder fan. Even if you're not a cultist, call in. If you're a Snyder fan, call in. If you have a difference of opinion, call in. Talk to BG4, talk to Flash, talk to E-Man, talk to me. Let's talk about it,
Don't
bro.
be scared.
Anything else, bro?
No. Go on ahead. Wreck 'em. Everybody call and be nice.
Don't be
Oh,
scared.
yeah.
Thanks, Darius. I appreciate you.
I need to reset my mic.
For sure. What's up with it? You are live with Jody Joe. Talk to me, please.
Hey, what's up, Jody? My name is Marquise. I love your show, man. I love your energy that you bring and
Thanks.
everything, man.
Tight. What's up, Marquise?
So, look, listen, but I'm not a colorist. I feel like
good?
personally, hear me out. I feel the DCU, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, just with the action, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, continue with that for it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily work on the story, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, he could for sure, you know, work on the action. I mean, I did like the Man of Steel action. I did like some of the Batman versus Superman action, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I like the Wonder Woman action and the
Oh, he hung up.
Uh-oh.
His call dropped. Well, next caller, you live with me, BG4, Flash, and E-Man.
His mic is breaking up.
Hello.
I started this game.
Flash's
Oh.
headset. What's
My
up,
bad.
y'all? You live?
No,
Oh yeah. I just wanted to talk to you about how you feel about Snyder's vision. Like, I grew up with Man of
Can you
Steel
speak up?
because
It's hard to hear you. Is there a way you could speak? It sounds like there's something over your mic.
Who are you hiding from?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I grew up with Man of Steel because there was no other Superman movie I could, you know, relate to besides the 1978. Well,
Uh-huh.
actually, So I just wanted to ask. I heard rumors that Zack Snyder, while he started off with a depressing kind of Superman, he actually wanted to make a 3-movie series that would build up to the OG Superman. You know,
It's a
kind,
lie.
compassionate,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
American way. What do you? Yeah, I wanted to know what's your view on that.
Yeah, that was not true. It's a myth. It's a rumor. The truth was his storyboard said it all. He had Superman being killed by Darkseid, and he had Lois. Lois killed by Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
Batman impregnated Lois, and Superman raised Batman's Lois baby.
Oh, that's what. Oh,
Yeah,
Don't feel
Zach
about
Zach
that.
put a storyboard of what Justice League 2 and 3 were going to be about, and that is the ending of Superman raising his friend's baby that impregnated Lois Lane after she got killed.
oh, because I heard something different about Batman's future that I was about to rage quit. Something about Batman getting prison and you know, being in prison and.
Oh,
you
that
know,
already
I'm not
happened.
sure I can-
Oh no, yeah. Zach said that he said that you can get R-worded in his universe.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's what the branding was for
Really?
BVS. When you were branded, you're gonna get sodomized or shanked in jail.
Yeah.
So yeah, he definitely is into that stuff. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's one thing. What I'm confused about is, well, unfortunately, I watched Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2.
Oh, you
So-
watched Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2? I'm so sorry. Bless your heart.
You got to 2?
I didn't even watch 2. You're right. Oh my God. You watched Rebel Moon? Holy freak.
But I'm just confused. The writing in Man of Steel is nothing like Rebel. Wait, did Snyder write Man of Steel?
He did not.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. because
Yeah.
the
If
writing-
I'm not mistaken, I believe Chris Terrio or David S. Goyer did that.
Oh, okay, so it's a fraud. Damn.
David Goyer. Yeah, it says screenplay Zack Snyder and David Goyer. It's David Goyer's work. Man of Steel is a good movie. It's a bad Superman movie, but it's a great film
Yes.
because of Christopher Nolan's involvement. Christopher Nolan brought Hans Zimmer. Christopher Nolan made sure that all the pieces were in place and everything was moving smoothly, and he put a freaking choke collar on Snyder, so he wasn't going off the hinges with his bullshit. Once Hans Zimmer left and freaking Nolan left, they left after Man of Steel, and he had BVS, and he went hog wild. That's why there's such a big difference in the quality of Man of Steel to BVS. Man of Steel is Christopher Nolan's baby, and BVS is Snyder's full baby. and you see how that turned out.
Yeah.
Dark and gritty.
All right, yeah, I kind of get what you mean. I'm just wondering that this is not confirmed, but if, and that's a big if Zack were to direct a film not write, not just stay away from that writing class, just direct his, cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think about that?
No.
Like the authority? Yeah. What?
BG4 said no.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Yes,
I
he meant-
don't want him directing because that's still going to give him leeway. If he's given the screenplay and the writing and things of that sort, come in, all right, great, here we go. And once those people aren't around, all right, now here's what I want you to do. We're gonna follow it, but then I want this to happen. All right, we're gonna make these little slight things here and there that are just gonna throw
It's not
everything
cool enough.
off.
Let's just make it cooler.
Yeah,
Let's make it
things
cool.
like that. If he's just in charge of helping with the action sequences or anything around that, I've got really no issue. But as far as him directing and writing anything, BVS, I don't want to bleed like that again.
Man, I would say no. I won't even get his foot in the
Facts.
door.
Facts.
It's
Facts.
not worth it.
Zach is a cancer,
No,
bro.
yeah, it's not worth it at all.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
Zach is a cancer. It's like you got the cancer removed, and it's like, all right, it's done. I'm good. Oh, let's put it back
Yes.
inside me. No.
Yes.
Get him out of here. He don't need to be a part of the DC universe at all, bro. Period.
So caller, I would say, I could see how it would work if Zack directed The Authority and James wrote it. I think that movie would be fantastic with some of the best action we've seen, but I don't want it because the cult comes with it and all the stuff that comes with it. I'll leave that to my fantasy.
But we've got so many people now, like the people from, if they were able to get them, from the Wick universe. We've got people who have done things within Marvel, maybe not necessarily working with them right now. They can do all those action things.
Facts.
There's
That's
lots of
facts.
folks out there who can do a lot of great action. Even, what is that film? Shoot.
Eternals?
No, not Eternals. I'm not even going to go there based on how people feel about that. You and me, we know how to feel about that.
Right.
But it's that
believe
Netflix film with is it Rebecca Romaine? The Guardian, the old guard. Something.
With Cap in it.
Are you talking about
Old Guard with Charlize Theron?
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was like,
Charlize Theron.
not Zellweger. I was like, I know it's got the wrong name. That I'll even take some of that. She had some great action sequences in there for her. So there's lots of people and lots of people around who can do this outside of Zack. So
yeah, he ain't the
if
best.
he's not there, I'm not upset. If he's there, I'm slightly concerned, but I'm not as concerned if they confirm that he was only working on that.
All right. I have
Take
another
that.
question though. You know how Jody, you know how you say he's a douchebag and that stuff.
Yeah.
The people that have worked under him have actually considered him a very friendly guy, like Ben Affleck.
Absolutely.
Henry Cavill.
He's very friendly.
Those.
he said Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, two people he has to be nice to.
And Henry Cavill, very nice guy too. Yep.
I don't know if you know, caller. Ben and Zach
Alright.
were going at it back and forth during those scenes, bro. Like when
Did you hear what the caller said though?
he said that Zach and them is a really friendly guy, and they're really.
How do you know he knows that? Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, from the people that he said that the people who said that he worked with,
Who did he say he worked with?
the people that worked with him on the movie.
Who did the caller said he worked with?
I didn't catch that part.
Yep, you didn't. He said he worked with Zack and he worked under them too. So let's hear what he has to say. Caller, you worked under them and you think that they were nice to you.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's just that you mentioned Ye Fisher. Well, no, it's Ray Fisher. Yeah, Ye Fisher, and you said that he talked a lot of shit about Joss Whedon because he was racist or something and took out a lot of his movies. So sometimes the people that work under just reveal what they want to, their real feelings, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I understand. Like a lot of his stuff was cut and he came up with this whole, he did it because of racism, which, after the third party investigation revealed that there was nothing there, bro. You just weren't, you're a freaking cyborg. and you didn't want to say booyah. It was a problem when Alan Horn or Alan Berg, whatever, said, "Can you say booyah for the No, I don't want to say booyah. Nigga, Cyborg says booyah. That's his catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem. Man, they tried to demean me. Stop that nonsense. Yeah, I'm not saying that Snyder is not a guy that you want to talk to, have drinks with. You know, yeah, sure. But he's trash.
I'm just confused by the appeal of him. Like, the way these guys talk, it's like they're worshiping Snyder Nanaki or whatever. It's weird.
This is exactly why I've coined them the SnyderCult. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, weird. It's mind-numbing. Like, it's annoying how much blind allegiance they have for their cult leader.
They can't admit that BVS is not good or an underperforming film for a Batman and Superman combined film. You have to at least be able to come to terms with that, but they refuse to come to terms with that.
Some people said that Lex Luthor is one of the best castings in history, man. I lose brain cells when I hear that. I'm like,
I love him, but I didn't like his Lex.
It hurts, and only Snyder would do something like kill Jimmy Olsen, kill all of Batman's villains, including Jason Todd, brand his villains so they could get molested in prison and killed. Do the death of Superman and bring Doomsday all in one movie. Kill him in that very movie. And do that Martha bullshit. And cast a Jesse Eisenberg to play Lex Luthor's son, Lex Luthor Jr.
Yeah,
we didn't even get the real Lex Luthor, bro.
That was what
Only
it was.
hack Snyder would come up with a story as egregious as that.
Had me going to go watch the CW for good Superman content.
yeah, that's why I say you're worried. That's why I think you're worried for Nicholas Hoult and Zack Snyders. Just kind of, you need to chill out for that because
I really do.
no matter what, you can't be worse than Eisenberg.
I really do. I need to give Nicholas Hoult a break. You're right, and you've made me rethink my position on that. Jesse Eisenberg was so trash. I think that Nicholas Hoult needs to give benefit of the doubt. I need to give him a break and wait till the movie.
Yeah,
Caller?
say, Jeff, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Calling again in the future was nice. I want to get somebody that loves this. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get Snyder lovers. You're live, Jody's Corner. Talk to us.
What's going on, Jody? It's Batman.
What's up with it, Batman?
I am tonight. I hate that picture.
So do I.
That picture, when I saw it at work, I immediately think, okay, this is one hand washes the other. I immediately say, he's going to have either a writing position or a directing decision going forward. I immediately said that.
You think this means he's getting a job?
I hate to say it, but I do. Down the line, I do.
Why? Why do you think that's going to happen? Why do you think that James would be so naive or dumb in order to let this happen, to let that happen?
I think to appease to the Snyder Cult. I mean, we all know they're there. Appease the Snyder Cult. Let them see this new vision.
You don't appease the Snyder Cult though. You reject them. You reject the Snyder Cult. You don't give them attention. When you appease, they get more power and they want more. They're like a hole. The more you take from it, the bigger it gets. A black hole. You got to just not give them. You don't give them an inch.
I agree. That's why I disagree with James putting out that picture.
Yeah.
Because what other reason there is to appease them, to bring them in, to bring numbers to his movies.
I think he's trying to appease them with the picture. He just wants them to say, "Hey, we're friends. Don't bomb my movie." I think it's just that simple. You know.
I hope so, but yeah, yeah.
Nah, we all know Zack is going to get some work out of this. You think it's one hand scratching the other's back. I personally think it's more of one person coughing and bending over, so that they can still have some work in DC.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree. I agree with that as well. But that's not a good look. That picture is not a good look at all.
I don't think it should be in. All right, thank you for calling in. We're trying to get somebody who really loves Zack. I can't find anybody. Thank you so much, Batman.
That's gonna be tough to do.
Too much time.
Come on, Flash. This is
Too
one
much
right
time
here.
has
We
passed,
got
Joe.
one. We got one.
Hell.
This is one. What's up with it, Jody's Corner? You love Snyder? Why?
Jody, why you hating on Zack?
Oh, okay. I'll take this
Why you
fake
hating on
hater.
Zack?
I'm,
'Cause you
what are you
hating
doing
on
here?
Zack, and I've been totally in the Discord, bro. This
What?
is a dub. Because you gave him their SnyderCult shit, right? Cash in on that money. This is a dub. You please them off by just throwing them off to the side. You're being negative for no reason, bro. Like,
I'm
this
being
is a
negative
dub.
for no
It's
reason.
a studio. It's more money.
I don't have a reason to not like them and not like this.
You have
Understand.
personal reasons to hate them. From your battles with them and stuff.
Mhm.
You're coming from a place of I wouldn't say hate. 'cause
Experience.
You're justifying feeling the way you feel from experience. Correct. Right? But, bro, give them their little, universe, I guess, off to the side. Over at match, let them do that shit. Elseworld. Bro,
Why? So they could attack other people again?
they're gonna do that shit regardless.
So then why give it to them?
Give
then?
them the cookie.
If
or
they're
you
gonna
not
do it
give it to them.
regardless, then why give it to them?
Trash take.
Did you hear what he?
I heard what he said. I'm
Because
hearing
if
this
they're-
bullshit.
If they're already gonna do it, right, Flash?
Who's
why not
they
make money
already
off
do
it
it?
as they're doing
Who
it?
said they're already gonna do it?
They had no.
They're gonna hate. They're the Snyder
Yeah,
Cult is
sure.
gonna hate no matter what. If they're gonna hate, at least make money off the hate.
No.
Make money
No.
off the
5-star. It's
I'm milking them. If I'm an executive at DC, and okay, y'all want this shit so bad, fuck it. I'm gonna throw y'all in match. I'm gonna make money off.
this
of
is
y'all.
bad
Y'all
for
want this
DC.
shit, take it or
Period.
leave
Though
it.
this is
My
bad
way
for
or the
DC.
highway.
It's not.
But
it's not a
they
good
did
look
the
for
same
them.
thing. They did it already with Zack. They gave him the movie. They put it on Max,
They did
and
it
they
with
didn't do anything with it.
It didn't do good.
They did this already. You're right.
It didn't do good. The
All
movie
it
didn't
did
do-
was bring them a few subscribers that went away.
all those Snyder fans who said that, oh yeah, we want the Justice League Zack did. That movie didn't do good on Max at all, bro. That movie was bad.
That was hard to watch too.
That was a long story. No,
I agree. The
if-
slow-mo and all that shit.
It
If
was
he has-
so not worth
If he
the
has
hype.
all these fans, why
I was
all his
happy it was
fans
with the
didn't
subscription.
didn't make sure that movie did well? That movie was bad.
It's a matter of opinion if it
You
was
telling
bad or
me-
not.
you
It doesn't
telling me
matter.
They didn't see a slight spike in subs. Now imagine you announce tomorrow. Hey,
Uh,
we're doing the whole
5-star.
universe,
You
and
don't.
that shit,
You
know,
don't
it's-
even believe what you're saying right now. You're calling in just to troll. You're calling in just
No,
to bring a
because-
difference of opinion.
It's not me trolling. It's me being that ass because at the end of the day, make money off of them.
Make what money? You talking about?
Milk them.
You think that they're gonna come and support this movie?
5-star. 5-star.
They're
What was
not
it?
gonna support
800
them
million?
because they don't see
BVS?
James- they don't see
873,
James doing what Zack
873.
was doing.
873. Their support got less than $1 billion last time. What do you want? They gave him less than $1 billion.
873 is a lot of money still.
If those
$873
folks are supposed to be the ones that were going to support and everything, that thing should have been 2.5.
Yeah, sorry, 5-star. You're not
That's
being
a lot of money,
convincing.
bro. You're acting like it's like 873.
See, here you. It's not a lot. It is not a lot for a BVS movie. It shouldn't even be called BVS. A Batman and Superman movie is worth more than 873.
That shit was not gonna make $1 billion. You're crazy thing about
It should have.
Ever gonna make $1 billion?
It should have.
No.
I guarantee.
Yes.
I guarantee you would have made
No.
2 billion. if it was-
I'm with 2 because to me they're both worth $1 billion.
Yes,
I'll
it.
give you a
2 billion.
I'll give you a
Got
Batman
two of the
Superman
best
movie
characters
making $1 billion.
on.
All right, man.
big
So what do you?
screen, bro.
So you want to restore the Snyderverse? What I'm getting from you, right?
Restore it on Max and
Restore it on Max. You know how trash you sound right now. Restore it on Max. Where Green Lantern's about to land on. That means we can't have nothing on Max
They don't
because
even
they'll
believe
hate on
in
it.
Green Lantern. Why is it going on Max if they believe in Green Lantern?
Because it's a TV series.
If you believe so much on these characters, you wouldn't throw them on Max. to begin with.
Hold on, hold on, hold
I
on,
believe.
hold on, hold on,
I
hold on,
agree.
hold on.
I agree with that.
Hold on. You can still say that, but it doesn't mean that a character can't go to a streaming platform and perform. Good God, it's taken 10 years because I have to go back and actually
The
see.
white one gets films. The black one goes to streaming.
It's yeah, but I'm Daredevil. We got him in 15. Now it's 2025. Right now we're getting some more Daredevil, but it performed magnificently.
Netflix.
People loved it. People wanted more of it. We just getting it at a very awkward time. So it's
Yeah,
not
5
that those
star.
characters cannot
And when's the last
perform
time
very
Daredevil
well.
got a movie?
He
I'm
is
sorry.
very beloved.
PG4. When's the last time Daredevil got a movie?
What's that?
2004 or something like that.
I mean, he got his movie before that, but
Exactly.
he's
Exactly.
no.
And then
Please
when
give
they
me
throw
the
him-
exactly what your point is. You just asked me a question. I didn't hear a point.
The characters they don't care about always get thrown to streaming or they get put on TV shows. But there's no real support for them like that.
Moon Knight was cared about.
So much in this Green Lantern,
Loki is
you
definitely
would not
cared
have
about.
thrown
He
him
ain't
on
get his
that.
own movie. He was in films. He ain't get his own film.
He's right. If you don't care about him, you
They
put him
care
on
about
streaming.
him more.
Absolutely, I agree with this. I agree. If you cared that much, they'd have a film. Yeah, sure.
So if they don't care about the.
But it's not
Snyderverse,
about him
throw
being
them
on Max.
on
It's not
streaming.
about what the content is. I feel like you don't understand how toxic these people are. I don't think you
They're
understand it.
gonna be toxic whether you give them something or you don't.
No, they will
At
not
least
be
if you give them
toxic
something,
as
you
long
make
as you
money
just
out of it.
don't look. Just don't look. These bed bugs have been in the crack for like 2 years now, bro. You see a little stuff where the restore, but that's a little pocket that you could ignore and not. I ain't seen shit. So no, it's been gone. I'm gonna go to another caller, bro, who really wants to call
This
in,
movie's gonna get
who has a,
rebooted,
who could really say that they like Zack Snyder. You don't like Zack Snyder, but you're over here trying to make it seem like, oh, restore the Snyderverse. You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that. You like his shit. You like Justice League. You like the Snyder
Rebel
Cut. You like Rebel Moon. You like that zombie movie.
No. Hey, but that Snyder Cult minus the bad score and the fucking slow mo, that shit shits on the other one.
Okay, that's
though
fine
it's
for you to
24
say.
hours,
That's
that
your
shit's on
opinion. Also, what about Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2?
I
Where
slept
Ray
through
Fisher
them
went to
bitches.
die.
Huh?
I slept through them bitches. I slept through that.
Because they're trash, right? What about the zombie movie he came out with a couple years prior?
That shit's still ass. I'm not capping.
All right, cool.
I said it.
Tight.
I'm not
And
capping.
All
the
right, so-
spin-off of the zombie movie is better than the original. It is.
You talking about the Dawn of the Dead, right?
No.
Or 4. What
Oh,
spin-off of the
something
movie you
else
talking
about
about?
that. It is though.
Didn't he have the zombie film and then he had the guy who was the safecracker?
Yeah, but I don't.
That was in the
Something
same
out.
movie.
On there, bro.
And it got its own movie.
Right. I
A
think
movie?
Yeah, it got its own
on
movie
Netflix.
on Netflix. It's
Yes,
two
that's the
separate
movie I'm
films.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, 5 star. We're gonna move on, man. I appreciate you for call. I appreciate you for trying, but no, freak you.
I don't appreciate him trying.
Well, I do appreciate when people try to, because clearly, like the bed bugs they are, where they at?
They ain't coming.
You live? Talk to me.
Hey, it's Terry.
All right, what's up, Terry?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so in one hand, I feel like James Gunn shouldn't have posted this picture because he just opened up a can of worms.
Yep.
But in the other hand, I hate to say this because I do like, I'm a fan of your channel, but I can't help but get a little excited about this because I'm into Zack Snyder's movies, so it does kind of get me a little excited because like
Why?
I don't think it's just a picture.
What-
think it's just a picture, man.
What do you think?
I don't know what it could be, but I don't think it's just a picture. There's a couple of reasons why. One reason why is because, do you remember that picture that James Gunn, he posted? It was like a picture of him it was a room of people, like I think it was like directors and writers, and this was like early on. This was like when he just started DC Studios and stuff like that. But if you look at that room, that's the same room that Zack Snyder and him are taking. Like that's where the place is located. If you look at the picture,
Right. I was gonna say
So
that.
I'm like,
that did look like
he
the
was,
room.
so he was. I honestly think he was like he invited him there, like
Okay.
that wherever that place is. that's
Where's
where
the other
James Gunn is
picture?
located.
You talking about,
The other one he's talking about.
I wish I had it.
Okay.
If you look at the walls, it's the same. It's like the same room.
Okay.
So it's a writing office. Great.
Where like Tom.
Could be any room.
Yeah.
It could be
Well,
anywhere.
It could be any room, but I guess for me it's like, why would you have him there? The whole thing is like, for me, it's like, why?
Well, he is at Warner.
I think
He
James
is
Gunn-
doing for Warner Brothers that 300 series, so he's working with Warner Brothers right now.
That's DC though.
No, it's not
No,
DC.
300?
Warner Brothers.
But it's Warner Brothers. He's there. He's on lot. He's working. Maybe what I'm saying, let's have lunch. Whatever.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
close
but
proximity.
Yeah, but I feel like James is not dumb enough to know that he's gonna get a certain kind of, like, he must know that by taking a picture like this, people might take it the wrong way. Like, I could be wrong. I get a little excited because I'm like, well, this could mean so many things. It could be maybe he's working on a movie. Maybe, I don't think it's going to be Justice League 2. Zack Snyder always talked about how if he could do one movie, it would be, what's it called? Dark Knight Returns. He said that on Joe Rogan, that if he got a chance to do Dark Knight Returns, which was an Elseworld kind of thing.
Yeah, which was part of what BVS was. Yeah.
No, but he actually wants to do like the actual.
Oh, the
like,
adaptation,
how it
like 300.
It's like, yeah, like, because he said it in Joe Rogan. He said like, okay, I already did 300. I did Watchmen. If I did Dark Knight Returns, that would be kind of like good enough for me, as far as like my legacy is concerned. So for me, I would be more hyped for that more than Justice League, because I feel like with Justice League, it's a little too. I'd be happy with Justice League 2, but I think it's too demanding, because it's like, it's just too much demanding. It's too expensive, and I don't actually think that it would be I think it would be too much down the line. You know, it would take too long to make that film. But Dark Knight Returns, I would actually be more hyped for that, just because I know he's good with doing like frame by frame adaptations.
Got the image.
And
here.
that's actually what I like him for. I like him for more of like 300 and Watchmen. That's how I actually became a fan of him. So whatever it is, I mean, maybe it's nothing. It could just be a picture, but I don't think.
I'm looking at the image, and it's definitely
that-
somewhere where it's professional grade. It's the same room for sure. James, in this picture on the right that shows the same room, he's wearing different clothes, so this is a different day. So this could be an official DC room, or it could be his home. It still can't be. It could be any. It looks like, no, there's Peter Safran far right, I think.
That's a giant conference table behind him.
Yeah,
Sure.
This is at the studio.
Sure. So,
Yeah.
it would make sense if this is DC or is it Warner Brothers. We don't know. Is it a Warner Brothers or a DC thing? Because him being in there as part of Warner Brothers makes sense, because he's making a Warner Brothers series. So, I guess only people
But
who've
my
been in that
question is,
room
why
would
would-
know.
Yeah. But
He's
my
there to
question
write
is,
Lobo
like,
jokes.
why-
There.
why
You guys
would
happy? He's
why
there
would
to
he
write
take the
Lobo jokes.
picture- Yeah. My question is, why would he take the picture knowing that? I feel like he must know that he must get like Snyder, not hate, but like a lot of like engagement from them constantly. I mean, he must know that by.
Yeah.
I guess it's like what you said. Like maybe he's just doing this so that it's like, oh, you know, like I'm cool with Zack Snyder, so if he's cool with me, you guys should see my movie. But I just think that like you must know that if you do that, there's gonna be a lot of us like just being like, well, since you have him there, make a movie, you know.
But you have to understand
I'm not
that's what this means. They're not gonna be okay with a Dark Knight Returns movie from him. They want a universe. They want the Snyderverse restored. That's the hashtag that they are talking. They don't. A Snyderverse is not one movie. So even if he gives them the movie Dark Knight Returns, that's not gonna stop them. It's going to incite
think
them.
so?
As
It
we
will.
heard,
I know so.
as we heard from the guy comments that we was reading.
Yeah, you see what he said? We want Justice League 2 and 3. They want Zack's vision restored. That means 3 more movies, bro. They don't care about Dark Knight Returns. Even if Snyder is okay with it, they will not stop until they get the Snyderverse restored. That's the hashtag, bro. They want the Snyderverse restored. You think that they're okay with one movie? Hell no.
And he will push it too. Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, you guys want that? Yeah, we're gonna make
This
it
is a
happen.
big mistake. If this is a big mistake that James is making.
Yeah, when you put it that way, that does make sense. Because I am a fan of him, but I'm not in such a, a need of Justice League. I'm actually satisfied with the Justice League movie that he did. Like, to me,
That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about for y'all. To get Snyder Cut released.
Yeah, I was happy with it. It was long enough, and it was kind of a miracle that they even were able to finish it.
Yeah.
But
it took a pandemic and
I don't
AT&T hijacking
What
them.
is he talking about? It was already finished.
Yeah, so that $100 million he needed went right to his bank account.
It was already done.
No, but it actually came out. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it came out. It actually, we
Like,
saw it. Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "No, it's never gonna happen." I remember Zachary
Yes.
was on stage saying it doesn't.
I was
exist.
shocked.
It did happen. So
I couldn't
yeah,
believe it. I couldn't believe it myself. Yeah.
Well, when you have a new streaming service that needs stuff, I mean, there it is,
That's
right
probably
there.
why they gave it
was
to
a
him.
need.
Yeah.
Probably why they gave it to him.
That is why.
It definitely wasn't because they wanted it out. It was
hear-
a need.
Yeah, I also did hear that there is going to be some news on Monday from Big DC News. There was another YouTube channel that mentioned it. I saw it earlier today. I don't remember the name of the channel. So some people are speculating it might have something to do with Zack Snyder, but we don't.
Bro,
know.
I got to be honest. If I ever see Zack tied to DCU, my heart will drop, and that's going to just kill all the excitement.
Why?
All
Why?
the wind in the
No,
DCU is
no,
gone.
you can't do that. DC rises.
Not no more.
No.
Jody,
Not with the Snyderverse.
Nope.
Jody,
You said that's been done. That's over with.
I know what
Them
that
bed bugs have
brings.
been all right. You can still look this way.
put that
It's a whole
back
new
on.
chapter for him too. DC rises.
Nah.
No?
That's over with.
When you see
Oh,
it.
so then it's over with again.
If Snyder comes back to the DC, if Snyder comes in the DCU from the DCE, if you had the gall to make Henry Cavill, you fired Henry Cavill, fired Gal, made Aquaman Lobo, for you to just bring this nigga to the DCU, is crazy work. And I will leave to MCU, and I will be a Russo Brothers fanboy. I will go full on MCU like it was 2016. Russo Brothers, let's go. I'm not dumb. I know what's gonna come. I know what comes with this. I know like the sun's coming up tomorrow. What's gonna happen to the DCU? It will fail and crumble when you bring Snyder and his cult in. Can't let him come in. Just don't look.
What if it just lasts longer than last time, though? Is that
Nope. They don't. Hey, bro.
DC will still have risen. It will definitely rise still.
When was Justice League supposed to come out? 2017? That was 8 years ago, and they're still around talking about restore the Snyderverse. They got the cut in 2020.
Yeah, I gotta say that I watched your channel for a long time. It is for me. It is kind of amusing seeing your history with Zack Snyder. It's almost interesting. I've never seen it before in my life on YouTube where someone just had a long-lasting thing, and it keeps coming back.
This is more than a hit. This is a full-blown anthology.
It's a war, beef, battle.
it's
He
like
knows
a
what
series.
time it is. Yeah, sure. Expose his freaking best
I'm not trying to
friend.
make fun of you, but it is kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I can see. I was laughing my pain. It's not a problem. That's why I do it. I understand.
I feel like technically I should not like your channel, but I actually do like your takes, and you're funny. You're a funny guy.
Thank you.
And I'm open to what other people think. I'm not a big fan of James Gunn. I think we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with people who his work, or even want a different a more brighter superhero
Right.
kind of thing.
Because listen, look.
Yeah.
Snyder had 10 years of a universe.
Yes.
Let James get at least 5 real quick
Sure.
before you start to take over some shit.
Before he even gets reintroduced.
Yeah. Before never him come. Never him come.
I know, but you just made an allusion to like after 5 years, it's okay.
Yeah, after 5 years, after I get some DC up in me and I'm good, I could walk away to the sunset and go right back to Marvel. Because let me understand, before this Snyder news, guys, remember this, everyone. Before this Snyder news hit with this stupid picture, I was already saying Marvel's going to come back with the Russo brothers and DC and Marvel are going to be doing this. I predicted this.
Which would be great.
Yeah, so if I run back to Marvel, it's because you already know I'm seeing brighter things on the horizon anyway.
Okay.
I'll root against DC, nigga. I'll root against James Gunn. I'll be a James Gunn hater if he brings this motherfucker and brings this toxic cult.
So
bro, all that. We ops.
Give you 5 years of a rising DC just to come back to Marvel.
Yep, we ops after that. All right,
was
caller, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being nuanced. I really appreciate your objectivity, man. You like Snyder, you like me, and that could happen.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Exactly.
Did you like this video? Did you like this video? Did you like the video?
Yeah,
Did you like the stream?
Yeah, hit the like button.
You gotta click that like button. We don't believe.
Appreciate you.
Until
Terry.
hit that like button.
Yeah, click it right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna request that you subscribe because I'm not money hungry like that. But you gotta hit that like.
Freak subscriptions. I don't get no money off subs. Freak that shit. Almost got 200,000 subscribers. My money didn't go up. That shit the same. But thanks though, bro. I appreciate you, man.
I only said it because it was policy.
People getting confused. There's people out here with a lot of money that are broke.
Jody asked me
a lot
to
of
come in here and
subs that
play
are
the
broke.
game, but then he tells me not to play the game, and then he wants to go up on him because we're not playing the game right. And now it's all of a sudden. Hey, caller, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
John Bap.
Is that John Bap?
It sounds
Is
like
that
him.
John? I don't think that's John.
No.
No, I'm Alexander.
Talk to us, brother.
So, I was watching the show, and what I really want to know is, what do you have personally against Zack Snyder?
Well, I have a whole video anthology that literally you could watch for an entire week, and it's all there. But I'll give you the gist of it. He makes bad DC movies. He's bad for DC. He has a toxic cult that bullies and manipulates and wishes death on the enemies or people that don't line themselves up with him. He's a great visual director, but he ruined Superman, he ruined Batman, and he ruined DC competing with Marvel. And I think that he's a hack. And I just don't like him as a director. That's really it. It got worse and it got personal because of my opinions on Zack. When I critiqued his BVS movie, his toxic cult came for me personally. Like, I put a movie review out, and not only did they hate the review, they hated me for the review, got really toxic, got really combative, and then it just deteriorated from there and turned into a whole huge thing that it didn't need to. All of this stems from my opinion on a movie.
Exactly. Which the same thing happens when other people give their opinion on James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which honestly I don't think is that good of a movie. And he has a toxic base too, but yet I don't blame that on James Gunn.
James Gunn has a toxic base? I'm sorry, I'm not aware of them. Who are they?
Absolutely.
What have they done?
One bad thing about if you were to go on Twitter right now, or X or whatever it's called, or Facebook or anything right now, and say something bad about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or anything bad about Creature Commandos, anything bad about the Suicide Squad.
Those are just
you
fanboys.
Would get the same level of vitriol. Excuse me? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No way. Those are just fanboys being angry on the internet. Those are just dweebs and nerds. The toxic Snyder cult, they go into the real world with it.
The Snyder cult, as you guys referred to. How is that not the same?
Well, here's why it's not the same. Here's why it's not the same. Because as he stated, things became very, very personal. These were actually people who, before his rant, as everybody knows it, were stout followers and appreciated what he had to say. Once that happened, there was a big, big turn. And during that turn, as they were followers of his content, and they knew some of the things that were personal within his life, they began to actually attack him personally. It's not just like somebody came onto
The
one of these
same
social
thing attacked
platforms
the
and
Snyder
then
the
went on
man.
ahead and gone on ahead and said,
You know
I
how
don't really
many
agree with
times
you, you're
people
garbage, you're
post about
trash.
His deceased daughter? The same thing happens to Snyder the man. There are people who post about his deceased daughter all the time just because you didn't like a movie. That's sick. It's sick on both sides.
But it's not as if Jody went and attacked him in that form or fashion. It's not as if
I'm
he
not
attacked
saying
any
Jody
of those
did.
folks.
I've never seen Jody attack Zack Snyder's personal life, but it does seem like he has something personal against Zack Snyder for something that so-called fans do on his behalf.
Yep, I do.
I have seen, when you say it like that, I have seen many
Because
people
if I was
in
to get
the
attacked
realm
about my
of
being on a
sports
James
and the realm of
not gonna
entertainment
attack
who
James
will
Gunn.
say that person or those people, if they actually got identified, nowadays that would be called getting someone doxxed, which doesn't happen. We don't want that. That person or people, that's not my fans. We don't do those types of things. None of that ever came out. It was just allowed to continuously happen.
Right.
If
The
that
Zack
was
Snyder
taking
can't
place
control
here,
it.
if
Wrong.
Jody found out somebody was
Yeah.
doing that, he would absolutely let them know, don't do that. We do not do that here. You can state your opinions. You can feel free to go on ahead and express yourself, but we don't do that. We don't try to attack people personally. Now, we may attack each
That's
other
true
personally,
enough.
but we don't attack the artist for giving us something that we don't agree with or disapprove of. We don't attack them personally. We just say, what you gave us, we don't like. It's trash. It's garbage. We may go into the pits of dislike and disapproval, but we will not attack that person. He did not attack that person. He attacked that person's
my
ability
thought is
to
that
create.
Snyder hasn't attacked them either.
Say that again.
I put them all in the same boat. Zack Snyder, James Gunn, even Jody himself. They can't control what their fans do. Zack Snyder can't control what people do on the internet. Neither can James Gunn, neither can Jody, neither can you or I. And I think this guy gets so much hate just because he made a movie that some people don't like. And to an earlier point, when you said BVS only made, it made less than $1 billion. We can argue whether or not it should have made more than that,
Well, my next question is this. Are you only doing this on this channel? Do you go and do this on other channels? Not that they ever even got to the
Absolutely.
level of this. So I just wanted to
Call in
know.
on it.
I just wanted to see if you were being consistent in that regard.
Excuse me, let me get clarification on your question. Do I argue for Zack Snyder or for just, I'm sorry, what was your question
when
again?
a fan base attacks somebody, do you also go in there and say, with this same argument that you have, and present it in those channels or those content creators in this same similar fashion? Because if it is, then it's just you're doing it for a one-off moment.
No, absolutely. If I was a so-called Snyder fan, I have done this. When Snyder fans attack people that's deemed unjust, or even when Creature Commandos was coming out, and everyone was, for lack of a better word, review bombing it before it even came out for a few episodes, I called that out. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, me, myself, I saw Creature Commandos. That was mid at best, and that finale sucked. But why are you kicking this man's product before it even had a chance to come out? I call out stupidity whenever I see it.
We didn't kick anything before it came out.
I didn't say you did. I was giving that as an example to your question. When you say, do I do this to other fan bases? Yes, if I see someone who is a self-proclaimed Zack Snyder fan or anything like that, even making fun of the new Superman movie, I've always said, let's reserve all judgment or criticism alike until you've actually seen the movie. Now, it's fair to criticize, say, you know what, I said this myself. So far, the things I've seen, I'm not really rocking with.
Well, right
so
now,
I'm going to reserve my final praise for the movie until it comes out.
Well,
and even as a Zack Snyder fan, as a Man of Steel fan, I'm still going to see Superman.
Okay. But right now, we're not trying to criticize based on waiting for anything to come out. We have already seen what the man can do and has done. We already have a set precedent of concern. So that's all it is,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he is saying right now in that moment. No, I don't want
It's
anything to do with
unfair
him
to say.
because of what I have seen and experienced and gone through outside of the personal text. It's just the actual media itself. No, it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. It's not true to the characters. Great in regards to action and some of the storytelling elements, but overall, this is not what he signed up for.
Again, I think we blame a lot of things on Zack Snyder. It's not his fault. He did not write Man
Yeah,
of
it is.
Steel,
It's all his fault.
not write BTS.
Did Zack Snyder ever like tell the people that we say his cult, you shouldn't do these things to people or say these things to people?
I feel
He has
like we're
never came
jumping
out.
back and forth here.
He has never.
No,
come
no,
out-
no, no.
Hold on, Eman. Hold on, Eman.
SnyderCult, or are we talking about his work?
Well, you talked about the personal attacks. And then I
Uh-huh.
just simply asked, well, have you done this before? These personal attacks, he's never personally attacked anybody. He might call somebody trash because they called him trash. Your opinion doesn't matter to me because you don't even have any regard for my opinion and what I'm doing. But you want to come after my or his family. You want to come after the people that I personally know. That's when it got ugly and nasty. All he did when Batman versus Superman came out was gave his opinion how he felt in regards to that film. And then folks started to come for him, started to change, be against him, and used his personal life to try and make his life or his moment of time as a content creator a living hell, essentially. And all he did was stand up for himself. That's all that happened. You are correct. They cannot completely be controlled. There's way too many people for him to control. There's way too many folks for Jody to control. But by means, if something did get to Jody, or if he saw something, he would say to whomever, if it was known, no, do not do those things. Or if the media, let's just say, in regards to Zack Snyder, had made it aware to Zack Snyder, hey, have you seen these things that your fans are doing or saying or allowing to happen to folks that just don't agree with what you created? And him to actually step out and say, no, I don't agree with that. That's absolutely not cool. Those people say they're my fans or they're fans of what I do and will follow me to the end of the world. They're not real fans. He didn't put them out there. There was nothing stated. Matter of fact, anything that he put out there, it was as if he was just completely wrong, dumb, doesn't know what he's talking about, which was far from the case. No one, Jody did not do anything to attack this man personally. And
Okay,
that's where the
last part
bitterness came from.
It almost made like Snyder replied to something Jody said personally. Is that true? Hello?
I thought you would have answered whatever he just said.
Me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he used his web to get to me.
Because again, we're not condoning any of that, but also we have to remember around this time, I'm assuming around 2017, 2018, around BVS Justice League, the theatrical version of Justice League, rather. Snyder himself went through a very personal tragedy. So if I was to put myself in that shoes, I'm really not, involved or focused or maybe abreast of what's going on the internet.
He was on the internet at the time.
He was promoting. He was
And I
working.
feel like these people do live in their own little bubble. And if I'm going through this stuff, what he was going through with Warner Brothers and what he was going through with his own personal life, the blinders are on. I'm going to be honest. You have tunnel vision, and you see, people online fighting for you, fighting for your vision. You may not see the toxic side of it that, of course, I have seen on the internet, but I've also seen the toxic side on the other hand. Go on the internet to the point where I've gotten off X also because, it's being ran about Nazi. But I've gotten off X and off a lot of fan sites for this very reason. You say a sentence as simple as, you know what, I really like Man of Steel. And you get dozens upon dozens of comments telling you how bad the movie was, how much you suck for liking it. I feel like that's just ridiculous on both sides. But with that being said, I don't have, a lot of, let's say, so-called James Gunn fans have attacked me for my personal opinion on Suicide Squad, on Preacher Commandos. I don't feel any way personally against James Gunn because of what his fans are doing.
Any
And
response
I feel like a
from
lot of
anybody?
your vitriol against Zack Snyder is for what so-called Zack Snyder fans are doing on the internet. Some people, there may not even be Zack Snyder fans. They're just on the internet trolling.
But you keep saying like Zack Snyder fans, and if Zack Snyder is, even if these are not his fans, he's not speaking up and saying it himself. As a director, as the person that's doing it, hey man, I don't want you guys saying these are disrespecting or doing people wrong, or you are threatening people or doing this. They was threatening people at Warner Brothers, sending them that. Where was Zack Snyder at saying, don't do things like this? Where was Snyder coming out saying, you're ruining my business? Where was Snyder saying, hey, you're ruining what I'm trying to build here? He ain't say none of that. He let it keep going. That's why people saying that. That's why he stated the SnyderCult. And people are saying that now. They're saying it more and more because they seen it too. It took a while for them to see it. He saw it first, but they took a while, and now they're saying it too. So if you're saying this about Zack and this about Zack, where was Zack at speaking out, telling his so-called fans, don't do these things? They're still saying it right now. If James Gunn, he stated that him and James are supposed to be friends, or they're supposed to be cool, the people that he worked with, where's Zack saying, hey, stop that, you guys, because you're ruining what I have got going on right now? He ain't say none of that, bro. He's still allowing it to happen. He put out, when you say it, you say all that, he put out the Green Lantern. Oh, this is what I would have did with Green Lantern. Oh, this is what I would have did with John Stewart. Oh, this is what I would have did with that. And he's away from DC. He kept doing it. Then he went to Marvel. He said about this, but he still kept saying it. That he attacked people at Marvel too. So where was Zack saying, don't do this? If you say like, oh, we're not supposed to go for him, we're not supposed to go that, Zack ain't said nothing to these people at all. So we're not going for Zack. We're going about the people. Zack, his character is wrong. His character is messed up. He ain't spoke up on nothing. That's the problem, bro. This man's not speaking up on anything. Okay. He's allowing it to happen.
I guess the last thing that I'd probably have to say, because you brought up that he was dealing with mourning over his daughter, that is an absolute tragedy. But I have also learned through life that people have tragedies and are going through things all the time, and it is up to them to make a decision on if they want to continue with working or creating whatever it is that they are trying to do. And what can happen, that work and that creation can be compromised. Now in this moment of time, I don't even think his daughter had anything to do with what was going on with that, but it certainly did not help. And just the fact that that's information that I learned after the Snyder Cut and everything was released. Congratulations, it was released. It was a beautiful nod to his daughter. But I don't feel like that has anything to do with what you're trying to say right now. And I'm not going to allow that to be kind of weaponized in this moment to make a valid point. I'm here, and technically I'm going through stuff. I didn't even have to be here. I didn't have to contribute this much. I literally came here just for you here for a moment and say, hey, what's up? We good? All right, I'll see you then. But no, I'm still here contributing and trying to make sure that what I can put out is the best of what I can during this moment. As much as I don't want to say whatever's going on in my life is not affecting me, it can be. But am I going to allow you guys to see it? No. Yay!
That might be him again.
Do we have you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. Call dropped, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
All good.
I'm good. I'm done.
So the
Everybody
main thing is just him putting out an announcement, just saying something about it.
Which I'm torn because that could be an easy fix. Hey guys, I don't condone this. Don't in a lot of ways, I saw that picture with James Gunn almost as that, like, hey, this is my bro, like, support him and what he got it going on. Because if you're going against him, you're not necessarily supporting me. We mess with each other in real life. But that being said, it's also, I'm sorry, I don't really see how that's his responsibility to control people online.
we would never have or ever would have had anything of a as the cult or anything like that if Zack didn't start it. He started all of that. Like he started everything that was going on, bro.
There's I'm not to get political, so I'm only using this as an example. So if you don't, if you have that ideology, then you don't have a problem with Trump telling the Proud Boys to stand down, stand by. You don't have a problem with the incitement of the Capitol attack because Trump didn't say attack the Capitol. His followers did, and he didn't tell them to stop. So that's not Trump's fault. Why what happened to the Capitol happened.
And see, I don't agree with that because he did say go to the Capitol. Zack Snyder never said, hey, attack these people, or hey, go after this person, or go after that person.
He didn't say attack the
Capitol. He
Capitol,
did say, hey, go to the Capitol.
He didn't say attack the Capitol.
He didn't say attack the Capitol. He said, we're going to march to the Capitol, and I'm going to go there with you. And
Okay.
then when asked to, hey, tell these people, try to calm your little mob down, he said, stand by and
Yeah, they said
What
say
was
something. They went to him like, yo, you said let's go to the Capitol. They're destroying it. People are getting effed up. Say something. And he chose not to, and then it got worse, right? So then the leader is responsible for the followers, right?
to an extent. Again,
okay.
I'm going to go with your analogy here. Just because somebody told me to do something, which is where I disagree because I've never seen Zack Snyder tell somebody to attack somebody. But let's stick with the analogy. I still had to go to the Capitol. I still had to break in. I still had to vandalize and do this stuff. I'm an adult, so those were my actions. So, and even no matter at that point, even if he had said stop, how many people you say, oh, wait, great leader told us to stop. Let's turn around now.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
And even if you did.
Yeah, they would have stopped.
I don't think so.
They listen to everything. If you have a history of listening to,
I think he does.
If you
come out and say, "Hey guys, stop attacking these people." ...
Yeah.
Again, these are trolls on the internet.
No, these are loving, loyal, allegiant people who have strong allegiance to him.
That. I don't. Not all of them. And those people, the strong, loving, allegiant people.
I
don't think those are mainly the people who's doing the attacks.
So, and then he went and bailed them all out and gave them all pardons. Absolutely, those are his people.
Which I think is crap.
Which is what leaders do for their followers. It's just proving my point. If what you say is true, oh, y'all were grown. Y'all don't need to get a pardon. Y'all went and attacked that Capitol. I'm not pardoning you. But what did he do? He gave every one of them a pardon because that's exactly what he incited. He incited an attack on our nation's capital. And that's what cult leaders do. They could just make a couple of instances. I wish that he wasn't around. I wish that this person didn't say that about me. And you know you have the power of them, and they will go do exactly that. Because when you worship somebody, when you look up to somebody, when you're a super fan of somebody, all you want to do is appease them. So all they have to do is throw some Twitter quips, a couple of messages, or incite things, and then you know that your cult will go and do those things. That's exactly who Zack Snyder is. And then you said something to the effect of, how is it different? Rolling Stone exposed him for being the backer of the toxic cult movement. He was funding the bots and the trolls. They exposed him for that. He put money behind the hashtag, behind the movement. Those people who were being nasty on the internet came exactly right from his pockets. He was exposed as inciting these things himself. He went to go meet with some of the toxic people himself. The people that said, I wish your daughter was dead, Jody. F your dead dog. He went and did streams with those people on the internet himself. So you trying to separate him from his toxic cult is not going to work here because these things are factual that he did. It's not just him, the following or just following and doing what he wants. He's inciting and telling them and guiding them to do so. When I infiltrated his best friend, Clay Enos, and Clay Enos, the best man at his wedding, told me what his best friend, Zack Snyder, had planned, I got that from his best friend. I learned about the stuff that was going behind the scenes from Zack best friend at his wedding, bro. I've heard it. I seen it. We all seen it. So this
what I have
James
to say
Gunn,
to that-
this James Gunn cult, miss me, bro. It's not a real thing, bro. James ain't doing what Zack is doing. He hasn't done what Zack did. And the irony is what kills me is when Zack lost his daughter. Warner Brothers was going to fire him anyway. When he lost his daughter, it came at the worst time. But yeah, I think Warner Brothers is trash for using the death of his daughter to fire him. Like, oh, your daughter died. Go take a break and we'll move on to Joss Whedon. I think that they should have been professional, said, listen, I know you're in a hard time, but we don't want to move on with this contract. You've done your movie. We're going to have Joss finish it and we're going to move on from there. They didn't do that, but they were under the leadership of Kevin Tsujihara, who is a trash leader who was having sex with his employees, and he got canceled. So the leadership was bad, sure. But I just find it so ironic how everybody only in the cult are the ones to try to gaslight people. He lost his daughter. That's why he didn't get the job. Like you said it yourself. He lost his daughter. It was effed up life. It was an effed up situation. He was still doing promotions for it. He was still on the internet during that time. He wasn't even as offended and insulted as some of his cult was trying to make it to be. And then next year, 2018, I actually lose my daughter, and his fandom says death, F your dead daughter and your dog. It's weird to me how you could say it's about dead daughters, but then also when it comes to me, because I have a difference of movie opinion, it's F my dead daughter though. I just find that hypocritical and ironic. These are people that you can't ration with. I've went back and forth with them for a very long time, and they are nothing but trash.
And that we're not. Listen, I'm not defending that.
You are a little bit.
My issue, huh?
You are a little bit. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not defending the trolls on the internet. My issue, if I'm defending anyone, is Zack Snyder.
Yes, you are.
And this is why. Because I can't be held responsible for what trolls do on the internet.
These are not trolls. These are his cult lead followers. These are his followers that he calls, gives money to, and hangs with. These are not, I'm not talking about the trolls, restore the chain. I'm talking about the ones that are actually making things happen. Ones that are actually sending death threats. Ones that are actually in the streets and paid for a billboard sign in Times Square that cost tens of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about ones that go to Warner Brothers and protest. I'm talking about actual people. I'm talking about the ones that he incites. It's not just trolls. They are his followers. And you're aware he even weaponized those ones that you're calling trolls.
Okay.
Do you remember he weaponized them by giving them associate producer credit? Producer troll this, producer this. You're an ex. He branded the nastiest accounts and made them actual Zack Snyder producers for the Snyder Cut. Who does that?
I'm going to push back on this a little bit. Because on one hand, I hear you guys talk about how minute and how small this, and I'm going to use your word, this cult is. But by the same token, you make them out to be so powerful that they force Warner Brothers' hand to not only release the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, which is a much better movie, but also now Zack Snyder is allegedly, if we go by this picture, which hopefully we'll find out by Monday, that's the rumor, that now he's back in the fold. So what is it? Are they just this small, insignificant portion of a cult, or they got some real bite here?
Both. Why can't both be true?
Because why would Warner Brothers bow down to what you guys would say is less than what, 5%?
Yeah, that's a really good question that you should have asked in 2020, but we'll answer it in 2025. What needed to happen? A new streaming service was being developed. We were in a global pandemic. And you had the cult and AT&T hijacked Warner Brothers and made the call ahead of Warner Brothers said no. AT&T, which is a telecommunications company that has no knowledge of Zack Snyder or his cult, hijacked Warner Brothers, Jason Kilar, and made them release the cult just to promote HBO Max during the pandemic because the theaters were closed. So all of these things had to happen. The stars aligned, everything collided, and it made for a perfect opportunity to bow down to the cult. Yes, it happened.
Okay, and let's go along with that logic. Let's straight line here. We're going along with that. If that's true, and by everyone's admission up there, that version of Just League, which I think is the superior version, didn't do all that on HBO Max. Didn't get the subscriber numbers, all this kind of stuff. Why are we going through the same process again? Because if we go by what this picture is insinuating, Zack Snyder is now back into the fold. So if Warner Bros. Itself is so anti-Zack, but Big Daddy AT&T made us bring him back, AT&T ain't in charge no more. So clearly,
neither is Warner Brothers.
Snyder himself or the Zack Snyder brand must not be that toxic or must not be that bad. And I'm just talking about the man and his work. Not talking about his so-called cult. Just the man and his work.
You can't do that. His work, his cult comes with his work. That's not fair. You can't separate them. His work comes with his cult. Everywhere Zack goes, his cult follows. One is the other. They're the same.
And if I'm Warner Brothers, maybe maybe this hot hand is worth it. Because
how is that?
We're bringing this man back.
How can you say that? How can you say it's worth it? How can you say it's worth having all this negativity?
Snyder back.
Well, you don't know that they're bringing Snyder back. The Snyder fan in you is assuming that they're bringing Snyder back.
That we have right now, going by the picture.
Right. You're going off of the picture and coming up with a statement that you believe that he's coming back. Now, we'll find out Monday or a month from now, whenever, what happens.
Monday.
When the dust settles and we find out what happens with Zack as far as Warner Brothers is concerned, sure, we'll talk about it and discuss it then. But I'm not going to have the disagreement and go forward with you on the insinuation that he's going to be an employee at Warner Brothers. I'm not going to go that far. I will say, and I'll only give you the picture. Yes, the picture says a lot of things, but it could mean a lot and it could mean a little. It could mean simply this. As much as you say it could mean he's back and he's an employee, he's about to direct a movie, Snyderverse is coming back, the cult's going to come back, and everything's going to be great. It could also mean it's just an image for PR to make the Snyderverse not review bomb his movie that's coming out in 3-4 months.
And if this is such a actually, that made my point better than I did. If they are such a small, minute part of the fandom, less than 5%, doesn't even matter. Why would you even have to extend that olive branch?
Because a small, minute
part. Why would you even have to appeal to these people? Because
we live in an age when me and you was coming up. There was no internet. 1,000 people could have a footprint on the internet of 1 million. And here's how that happens. Let me tell you how it works. It's that same man in the picture you're looking at. You see that guy? His name's Zack Snyder. He's the one that does it. He puts down thousands of dollars for bots to promote him. Those Snyder bot accounts were paid for by him. Rolling Stone outed that. That's real. So
but you know what else is
he's
real?
the one.
Box office for Man of Steel, the box office for BVS, which is a heck of a lot more than any other film DC has had to come out in the past.
We can go there.
Half a decade.
We can talk about those box office, but I don't want you to go over there so quick. I want you to settle on the fact that Zack Snyder is responsible for a lot of the bots that reach millions of people. That's how a small little minute could have a lot of power, because in this digital age, all it takes, when you scroll up on your Twitter account or your Instagram or your Facebook, you don't know if there's a real person behind that. Most of them are AI digital bots. So so what could a man do who has a lot of resources and money that wants to spend? It's easy work. That one man could have the influence on 1 million accounts simply by using bots.
Personally, I don't believe that, because I see just as many anti-Snyder things as I do pro-Snyder. But you know what? Let's say that's real. Let's say that's true.
How does that make you feel?
100% true.
Let's say it's true because you could look up the article backing it. How does that make you feel about Snyder knowing he would do something like that?
You there?
Let's say this is true, because again, I'm not.
Just be honest with me. How does that make it? Let's be honest. Let's be men. How does that make you feel? Honestly, how does that make you feel? No, he'll do that.
Honestly, okay. Let's say you playing dirty ball, but you know what? You also got did dirty.
What does that mean?
Okay. Let's say Snyder is using all these bots.
Like, damn, you cheated on me. I got to cheat on you.
Gotta get you back.
Right?
Well, say it again. I couldn't hear you.
That was our basis, right?
Repeat it.
Can you repeat
let's say our basis was Snyder's using all these bots and whatnot. They'll just pro Snyder.
Yeah.
In my opinion, okay. Couldn't we also say that a lot of the anti-Snyder, which we do agree there is a lot of anti-Snyder things on the internet, right?
No, a lot, not in comparison. Now. I think that if you attack, I don't think that what you're saying is true, that there's a gun cult. No, that doesn't exist. Will people who are pro-gun defend against, will people who get attacked defend? Absolutely. Snyder cult, they attack. They don't defend, they attack.
Snyder can't defend himself. That was the point I was about to make.
Okay.
If we believe that Zack Snyder is using bots to be pro-Snyder, I also believe there are bots that are anti-Snyder.
Oh, man. Come on. Let's not. No, there's no evidence, no proof. It's not. That's where we're. Come on. Come on. We're better than this. No. That's not the case.
And you and I are having a great conversation, by the way. I must say that.
I'm enjoying it.
But that is my point.
No, that's unfounded. You made it up. I'm giving you founded. You can look this up after the phone call. Rolling Stone, the bots. This doesn't exist for James. It's not a thing.
Oh, I'm vaguely familiar with what you're bringing up, and again, it ain't like I go to Rolling Stone for accuracy, but again, like I'm saying, for the sake of this argument, let's say that's true. Let's say that is 1,000% true.
And then you responded with, "Oh, you got to get dirty, you got to get mud." That's not. Is that the right response? Is that the real right response?
I'm not saying it's right, but I understand it.
Okay, I can understand it too.
Right.
No, I understand it too.
I understand it.
Yeah, I understand it too. But let's talk about we're talking about morals here. We're talking about good versus evil, bad, negative, trolls being negative, right?
You're talking about morals. Talking about morals. I'm talking about what I see and what I understand. We both agree it's not right.
No, this whole discussion is about morals. You're mad that Snyder's being attacked personally over his movie. Yeah. This is very much about etiquette and morals. This is this paying bots to be hateful on the internet is morally wrong.
But understandable.
Is that a yes or a no, though?
Someone is paying bots to be hateful against me.
But do you agree with that? Do you agree with Snyder paying for bots to be hateful on the internet is wrong?
Let me make this definitively clear. Absolutely not. Do
Why?
I believe it's right? Absolutely not.
Wait.
I understand it? Yes.
Why don't you think that that's wrong? You know that those bots give death threats that I've gotten. I've gotten death threats from myself. F your dog, F your dead daughter. These are some of the bots that I have experienced. So how is that not wrong? Death threats on executives. How are you saying right now? How can you say right now that that's not wrong for Zack to make that?
I never said it wasn't wrong. I never said it wasn't wrong.
No, he didn't say it was wrong. How are you not saying it's wrong?
I said it wasn't right.
All right, wait a minute. You said it's not right. You said you understand it.
It's straight up wrong. However,
okay, so it is wrong. What Zack Snyder did about the bots is wrong.
If he did that, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Now, I'm glad that we have something definitive we could agree on. doing that is wrong. So him doing that, obviously, right, would incite a response, right? Because people, when usually, especially on the internet, when they get attacked, they come right back and they clap back. So if the Snyder cult, including him himself, are attacking people on Twitter and Instagram, wherever, is it not, like you say, understandable to assume that people will defend themselves and clap back?
See, we're going. This is the circle. You hit me. I hit your car. You blow up my house.
Don't hit
Who was
me
wrong
though.
first?
Don't hit me. The person who hit.
There we go. Somebody had to get hit first.
No, they didn't. Don't hit me.
I think that somebody was Zack Snyder.
No. How was Zack Snyder hit?
You hit this man because you didn't like some movies he made?
That's my job as a critic.
Okay. That's your job. Yes, that's your job. We're not talking about critics. We're not talking about things like that.
Nobody attacked this man when his daughter was down. No one attacked him.
There was a line being crossed with that. I've never seen the certain level of vitriol and hatred that man got for Man of Steel and BVS. I'm sorry, there's a difference there.
Really?
I don't like The Dark Knight Rises. I ain't cussing out Christopher Nolan. I'm not saying Christopher Nolan ruined my childhood and this and that and that, and he should never work again.
These are not opinions. These are not. These are just opinions.
That's the kind of stuff you see against Zack Snyder.
That's nothing. That's a nothing burger. That's what we deal with being professionals in this space. That comes with the job. That is not a personal attack. That's not a punch. The punch happened when Mother Freakers was actually putting money down and people were losing their jobs, getting canceled. Like Ray Fisher tried to cancel 3 executives at Warner Brothers, and jobs and money and lives were at stake. That's what's real. That's a punch, not a I hate your movie, you're trash. Zack's cult threw the blow first and started this, all because they fired him from Warner Brothers. That's part of the game.
And at the end of the day, I believe this is all Warner Brothers' fault. You hired that man for a job. Let him complete his vision. You knew what kind of director he was when you hired him. You knew what the plan was when you hired him.
Well, his movies underperformed, and they weren't well received.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm so glad you mentioned that because you say Man of Steel underperformed.
Not Man of Steel.
$600 million.
Not Man of Steel. BVS did. And Suicide.
BVS
and Justice League did.
BVS underperformed.
And Justice League.
BVS has made more money than any other Superman movie because it's Superman and Batman. BVS, if we count BVS Superman movie as the highest growing Superman movie, and we count BVS as a Batman movie, it made $100 million something more than the last Batman movie that came out that wasn't directed by Zack Snyder, and inflation will do because it came out. You know what I'm trying to say. Ticket prices were higher. It should have made more money. So we count BVS as a Batman movie. What is it? The third best grossing Batman movie? Number 1 grossing Superman movie. Third best grossing Batman movie. Warner Bros. Would kill to have that $800 million now.
Caller. 300 million. Superman 1978 in 1978 made $300 million. Do you know what that number is adjusted for inflation?
It'll be over $1 billion now.
So it was more successful than BVS and any other Zack Snyder movie.
BVS is also over $1 billion now, adjusted for inflation.
It's bigger than BVS. It made more than
BVS.
It's over $1 trillion.
Well, let me say this again. Superman 1978 in 2025 has made more money than BVS adjusted for inflation in 2025.
Yeah, more inflation.
So in 1978, $300 million means more than in 2016, $873 million. So that means Christopher Reeve's Superman movie was more successful than BVS was.
Listen, once you cross the $1 billion mark,
it don't matter.
You're just counting pennies at this point.
All right, 1.7, 1.1. It's both over $1 billion. It's fine. What we doing here, bro?
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
You're glazing
And I
over
don't
numbers.
think the
All
new-
of this
I don't think the
happens
new
because of
Superman
money.
movie's gonna get there.
All of this happens because of money, and you're glazing over the most important factor. These companies only care about the bottom line.
Yes, and that's why I think you now have a picture with James Gunn and Zack Snyder, and it's James Gunn saying, "Hey, Snyder fans, give me a chance, bro." Because I think they see the projections of that Superman movie, and it ain't probably even going to do Superman Returns numbers. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Now we get into the nitty gritty.
So you don't think James Gunn's Superman movie is gonna?
Superman movie is going to do Superman Returns numbers.
Do you know how much Superman Returns made?
400 million.
How much?
400 million, in the 400 range.
Yeah, I'm not even there. I was like 3 something, but yeah, 390.
It
Around
did
it.
better than Batman Begins at the time.
You don't think
at the time it did better than Batman Begins?
You don't think that the Superman movie coming out this year will make $400 million?
No.
This is where I just get wrecked. Like, because you seem. What makes you come up with? What makes you have that opinion?
I'll be honest. The internet is not a real place. When I talk to people outside, I was just in an adult collector's store today with hot toys, and they sell Mezco, all that kind of stuff, action figures, things like that. I was talking to those guys about these are fans. One of the brethren. They ain't excited about that new Superman movie, dude. Once you get off the internet, people are not guys I work with at work. I'll talk to 5 guys, comic book guys, people who went to go see Blue Beetle of all movies. Only one of them is hyping up Superman. And I love the character of Superman. I'm going to see this movie. I'm not hype about it. I'm going in there, fingers crossed, hoping it's good. Like I went to Captain America, fingers crossed, hoping it was good.
Well,
I'm going in there giving this movie a clean slate. I want to make that 100% clear.
So,
I haven't seen a single thing to get me hype about this movie.
I would fire Zack Snyder.
My love for the character.
I would fire Zack Snyder just like Warner Brothers did because he underperformed. He didn't do his job well. Man of Steel was his biggest success. BVS was an underperformance, and not only that, it was hated by critics. Hollywood hated it. Then Justice League, even the Snyder
Cut. There are tons of movies that are hated by critics. If it makes the Transformers series, all of it's hated by critics. And the Bumblebee movie, the one that critics like, is the worst performing one.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, bro. You can miss me with that. Hated by critics doesn't mean Rotten Tomatoes don't put money in your pocket.
Well, it's
hated by critics, they ain't putting butts in seats.
Sure, but
critics don't put butts in seats, bro.
That they do. Critics do put butts in seats. That's why people look up to them and they go see a movie based on their opinion. I would say that
case Furiosa would be $1 billion movie, bro.
Furiosa is a
movie.
No, that's not true. Furiosa is never looked appealing. I never seen it, and I do movie reviews, and I didn't go see it.
And the critics glazed it.
If you're talking about Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten Tomatoes, I use the critic term loosely with them because Rotten Tomatoes is relatively trash.
We need like a Siskel and Ebert.
Siskel and Ebert was around. There's no way in hell they would like BVS. That would be 2 thumbs way down. But I digress. The 3 movies that Zack Snyder was contracted for was Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League. Man of Steel was a success. BVS was not. It was not financially as feasible, nor was it loved by audiences, right? Then Justice League.
It wasn't loved by audiences.
Justice League was a flop.
Heck, it spawned a cult, so maybe it was. But
okay,
it was
that's
not
fine.
Critically acclaimed. I'll give you that.
And it underperformed in the box office.
You
got to give me that too.
I'll give you this much. The studio expected that to be $1 billion movie, and for good reason.
Almost $2 billion, I would say. Yeah, sure. It was $2 billion easily. It underperformed. And then Justice League. Justice League underperformed. Both versions, even the Snyder Cut 2020, underperformed as well. So, looking at his contract,
the Snyder Cut didn't come out in theaters. We have no actual data to back that up.
I know how that works.
You can make that up, bro.
You cannot release a 4-hour movie and expect $500 million. I know that because it's too freaking long. There's no way that you could run that many shows.
Came out in theaters, it wouldn't be 4 hours.
Oh, so they would have cut it, so it wouldn't be the Snyder Cut no more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy
Absolutely.
freak.
I think we
What
already
the
lived that.
freak?
We lived that already.
So you, a man who wanted the Snyder Cut, wanted it to be cut and edited for theaters, which was the problem with BVS theatrical. What
You
the?
can't put no 4-hour movie in. Come on now, we know this. We know this.
I agree.
That was for a streaming service. You can't put a 4-hour movie in theaters. If they would put that movie in theaters, it'll be the same. Oppenheimer was 3 hours, right? And that movie almost made $1 billion. So we can't say a long movie can't make money, because it can. It just that movie would not have been 4 hours. They would cut some of that slow-mo. They would have cut that ridiculous Irish West scene and things like that. Movie would have gotten trimmed. What we saw would have been, because he does a director's cut of all his movies, what we got as the Zack Snyder cut would have been the director's cut that would have came out on a streaming service once that movie came out. That is, if that movie went to theaters, that's not the movie we would have got. Come on now. But
you're wiping your whole
an hour. It's better than what you got back in 2017.
But you're undoing the whole Snyder Cut movement in saying that. Do you know that some of your cohorts right now would be upset that you said cut down the Justice League to be in theaters? That's the point of this whole movement. Stop cutting Zack's shit.
Pissing people off. I don't care how they feel. Facts are facts. If you would release that movie in theaters, it wouldn't be no 4 hours.
All right, and it wouldn't make the money.
We don't know that. You can say it wouldn't make money. I can say it make $2 billion. We'll never know.
Let me ask: do you think that the Snyder Cut is?
We'll never know.
Do you think the Snyder Cut is a better movie than BVS?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So from Warner Brothers' perspective, Zack is 1 for 3. Two mistakes, 2 issues, and 1 that was okay.
Triple combo.
You get fired for stuff like that, bro.
Okay. Oh, and you know what? If you was that disappointed, by the $873 million that BVS made, which they clearly were, don't even let him get to Justice League.
He had a contract for 3 movies.
Well, hell, y'all didn't let him finish it. You might as well cut it down. People cut contracts all the time.
He finished the film, bro. He finished it.
You
it was
give
done.
that man a buyout. People are like, hey, bro, we're not going in this direction.
Well. I need to know what you mean by he didn't finish it, because you're getting in muddy waters here.
No, I'm saying at the time, because they had to come back. That's how we got the Snyder Cut. You gave the man $70 million to finish his movie.
100.
If you were so displeased with which clearly Warner Brothers was, with what you got, your returns from BVS, don't even let Justice League doesn't even go into production. Again, this goes back to being Warner Brothers' fault. Justice League shouldn't even win production under Zack Snyder if y'all were that pissed off about it.
Contracts happen, and I would think that they did a good thing by him by letting him get the 3rd movie after BVS was a problem. They gave him a chance. You should be happy about that.
Okay, and look how well that turned out.
Yes, because he made another stinker of a movie. He made another bad movie.
Shoot the entire thing. Do a worse job, in my opinion.
You like the movie, right? But here's my take on the Snyder Cut. It's mid as hell. Too much slow-mo, too long, too much. Superman was dog shit in the Snyder Cut. Joss Whedon made him way better. He made it way more cohesive for theaters. And I think that the movie is just not good. And if I feel this way, some other people probably would, probably Warner Brothers. When they dropped it on HBO Max and it didn't get the receipts, not only did they not clamor for this movie, but when it came out, not a lot of people watched it because Fred Hampton and the Black Messiah outdid it, and Kong versus Skull Island outdid it.
That was a brand new movie.
But King Kong Skull Island outdid it.
Because these are brand new movies coming out.
All right, then.
It's a 4-hour version of a movie you've already seen.
So
no
then,
matter how much people tell you that movie is better,
the Snyder Cut didn't make waves like you thought, bro.
And the box office reflect that. There are some people who, after 2018, completely washed their hands of DC. DC is a broken brand. I was all for a reboot.
It don't look broke right now.
We're getting a full reboot with James Gunn.
Is it broken with that amazing trailer and all the excitement for Superman right now?
Yes. Listen, let me make this clear. You'll never hear me say restore the Snyderverse and all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, that stuff ended with
Flash.
BVS, and we just got a reprieve with the Zack Snyder cut. To me, the Snyderverse, and I'm using air quotes, you can't see me, but the Snyderverse died in 2017 when they released that BS Justice League movie. It's been dead for almost a decade now. It ain't coming back.
Right.
That being said, what we getting ain't no better. What was Creature Commandos? That's the start of the DC.
Fantastic.
DCU. That's the king.
Fantastic.
That's the start of the DCU.
Funny
Trash.
as hell. Well
What I'm
written.
saying from Superman,
Not trash. Not trash. Not trash. Creature Commandos was a fire series, bro.
Oh, I totally disagree with that.
But don't judge Creature Commandos.
I like the
Let's-
episode of what's the
G.I. Robot?
Robot. G.I.
Yeah,
Robot.
she
That
was
a good
fire. That
episode.
shit was funny as heck, bro. What the hell?
You a Nazi?
That's something a Nazi would say. That's something a Snyder.
What are you doing,
would
friend?
say. But no, let's. Even though it's
season
great.
finale was trash. If
Yeah,
that
I didn't
wasn't
like the
James
finale.
Gunn's little
Yeah.
baby project, it
Yeah.
would not be. Heck, it wouldn't even be made.
Okay.
If that wasn't James
But
Gunn's little baby project.
But let's work it out here, though. Wait a minute. Even though it's good and it's the people genuinely love it, I'm gonna throw it away because I don't make cartoons. I don't take cartoon things seriously. So the DCU, even though it starts with that, it's really gonna start with Superman for me. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that.
Okay.
Absolutely
So
starts with
we have to
Superman,
we have to
which was
wait.
trash.
We have to wait to see what happens. But
Absolutely.
I'm confident in the fact that it will do better than Man of Steel and Justice League.
And here, Jody, I'm gonna blow your mind. I like this movie already more than you because I don't mind the suit.
Oh yeah, I don't like that suit, bro.
I actually don't mind the suit.
That's crazy. I think you don't mind it because you know it look goofy and it's gonna help your propaganda more to bring freaking Henry Cavill back.
No, I mean I don't like Henry's not coming back. Again,
Yeah, that's right.
You missed me with all that.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a
None
joke.
of that is coming back.
It was a joke. Yeah.
None of that is coming back.
Yeah.
If anything, now I'll do a backflip, and I ain't no guy to be flipping if they announce that they're going to do Justice League 2 and 3 animated. I think that's the closest you're ever going to get to that, and it's the most reasonable.
Okay.
It's the most, legitimate, realistic, reasonable way to, finish out that series of films is by finishing up through animation. Because even though what the court case turned out to be, Ezra Miller is toxic. Ben Affleck, I don't think has any interest of being Batman again. I think he'll do it for Zack, but his heart clearly is not back in it. I think Henry Cavill has other interests. Jason Momoa is already back into the fold as a completely different character. Gal Gadot is now,
I don't know where she is. What she doing.
I don't want to use the word toxic because it's not her fault. But with this whole war and everything going on, now you have people online against her. So, and again, Warner Brothers clearly is not interested in Ray Fisher. They're clearly not interested in Ezra Miller. What you going to do, bring Grant Gustin in to play the Flash? So, no, there is no Justice League 2 and 3 in live action. If you do it as a comic
So then what do you
book or
want?
animation,
So what do you want with
beautiful.
this? When you say he's coming back, what do you think? What do you want from this image? What do you want to happen?
In a fantasy world,
No, real world, not fantasy. If you think that he's back,
I say fantasy
and you
because we don't know yet. But what I would want is for them to announce that we are launching the Elseworlds universe with an animated version of Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Because I was very interested in that nightmare scene from it. I didn't like it in BVS. I loved it in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I thought in BVS it really just slowed the movie down. But it really fleshed itself out in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
What? Okay. Well, going back to the original stuff that we talked about toxicity and stuff, I hope we have some clarity and then you learn some of the personal stuff that I was talking about. So in the future, let's see what happens with DC, man. Let's see what happens on Monday. Let's see what the news is.
Let's see what happens
and
Monday.
Then,
let's see what happens in July.
Yeah.
Again, I hope Superman does very well.
Thank you. That means a
I'm not
lot
going
to
to
me.
root for a DC film to fail.
Okay, that's great. That's good to hear. I gotta tell
I hope
you,
it does very well.
what?
I hope it's good, and if it's good, I hope it succeeds. DC needs to win. It ain't been winning a lot lately.
You ain't lying. What was your name?
Alexander, man.
I got Alexander in the studio right here. Flash Alexander. Tight. This has been a great conversation. Is there anything anybody else in the studio
Absolutely,
wants
brother.
to say to him?
No, you guys actually covered a lot of it. So
Yeah.
most of it, yeah, that's to the point that we really wanted to hear him say is about Zack Snyder not mentioning about this cultist or his fans doing verbal harmful stuff to other people. That's all.
Okay.
And that I disagree with all of you because Rockadoodle is a better film than all of this.
Rockadoodle's fire. Hey, Alexander. Hey, thanks for calling in, bro. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. Much love. You guys take care now.
All right,
Later.
you too, bro.
I like stuff like that. I like the calls of this is why I have the phone lines open. That's the stuff of legend.
I knew when to tag you in.
I love it.
It's time.
I absolutely love it. That's why I love what I do. Freak. You live with Jody Joe. What's up? What you think about the last call?
Yo, what's good, Jody? Yeah.
What's up? I know that you were watching, and you know what's your take, bro?